My gosh, 2 long weeks that we haven't raced for. My gosh, I've had withdrawal symptoms. Blimey, I've had to turn to food every Sunday, which is not a shock. But here tonight we are back racing, and we are racing in Sochi, which is of course for the Russian Grand Prix. Of course, this track was made its debut back in 2014. Just after the Winter Olympics, yeah, it's a very special venue, isn't it, around here? So really looking forward to this one as well. As I've lost my YouTube app, which ain't good, not a good start at all, is it? We got 18 turns around here. It's 3.6 miles long, or basically it's basically like a retro version of the Valencia circuit, isn't it? Really, so. Yeah, but I must admit I quite like the Valencia circuit. It wasn't very popular, but I thought it was all right myself. As we quickly just make sure that the link is shared to all the drivers so they can hear me yapping away about all sorts of rubbish, which which is basically standard for me. But anyway, really look forward to this. Well, let's quickly go through the championship standing, shall we? Because it has been a long old 2 weeks, hasn't it? And I'm going to just see how we're getting on, and as we're just about to get ready to get racing, and we are almost there. We're just waiting for 2 more. Gamer has just said he is coming in now, so excellent stuff. So yeah, Gamer should be in a minute, as I just quickly share the post. Whoops, that's the wrong post. And then we'll get going, shall we? So absolutely fantastic stuff here tonight. So yeah, the Russian Grand Prix then, it's a very long straight, isn't it, down to the first braking zone, which is technically turn 2. So we're expecting some fraught action, aren't we, on the opening a couple of meters then. I think we are just waiting, so we're just waiting for Granty, and we are just waiting for Gamer as well, and then we should get going then. Just taking a quick look at the comments then. It's great to have you all along with us. We've got 6 viewers already. Fantastic stuff. Of course, Jonathan Cox, the friend of the channel, of course, the man who's always on form, is he, in the chat. He's usually first on the track. He's also usually first in the comments as well. So Jonathan should say, "Good evening, Sean. Watch out for my electric start." Laugh out loud. Yes, indeed. So of course, Jonathan had an electric start, didn't he, on Friday? Of course, when he was racing in the Friday night racing. So that was an absolutely outstanding start, wasn't it? I've also got Laggy saying finally back. Yes, indeed. Laggy had, unfortunately, before the winter break, Laggy's race didn't last very long, did it, in Singapore? So hopefully it can get better this time. XR, hi mate, hi XR. Hope you're doing well. It's been great to have you all along with us. And we've also got Laggy. Oh boy, waiting for the fast boys, and Gavin there saying, "I'm already here, Laggy." So, and we're back on Singapore. Excellent stuff. So, yeah, I tell you what, I don't want to do a rerun of Singapore. Must admit, it wasn't the most eventful race, was it, on the old calendar? I gotta say, it was probably one of the more boring races, wasn't it, of the season? Well, it must take a lot for me to call it a boring race, but blimey, it was a boring race. Yeah, I'm glad that one was done and dusted, really. This one is not. It's going to be anything but boring, and we'll get onto it right now. Let's just take a quick look at the parish notices, shall we? Sam has got a qualifying ban in the Mercedes for misjudging his braking point down in turn 7, and I think he took out Laggy completely there. To be honest, I wish someone would take me out KFC or something. I love it. And also we got Grant, who's got a qualifying ban, which is carried over from Italy because he missed the Singapore Grand Prix. And Nigel's also said it's good to be back as well. It is absolutely great to be back, isn't it, Nigel? Let's just take a quick look at the championship standings, shall we? As we're just about to get ready to go. So we're just having a 5-minute delay whilst we're waiting for Granty to get himself in gear, not only on track but also in the lobby. And of course we want Grant in here, don't we? Because at the moment Emerson, it's now got a 32-point lead after the results have gone his way recently, haven't they? So 32-point lead there for Emerson at the moment over Grant. He was second. He missed Singapore, didn't he? That's why he's extended the lead in the championship. We got Jonathan, who has moved up to third position, so he has got in front of Farf now. So he's 47 points behind. Farf is 55 points behind. Remember, Farf was leading this championship, wasn't he? Right at the beginning, he started off the season so well with 2 wins out of 2 in Bahrain and Australia, but it's gone downhill since then, hasn't it? Dan Murphy was 56 points behind, but unfortunately he is not here tonight. So which is a shame. But of course, there's more important things in life than racing. We've also got Nigel up in 6th, our defending champion. He is 72 points behind, so he's still within a shout. But realistically, I think he's out of the running. With XR doing a fantastic job this season on 77 points, Fireshot on 52, Mr. Lee on 44, and Fisher's incredible win in Singapore, the most dominating race win that we have seen in ALR in a very long time. Is in the 10th position. He's moved up 2 spots into the top 10. In the Constructors' Championship, oops, wrong tab. In the Constructors' Championship, we got Toro Rosso, who is still top of the tree at the moment. So, of course, that's brilliant teamwork there from XR and Roscoe, and not forgetting, of course, Knowlesy's contribution at the beginning of the season. Remember, Knowlesy was a championship contender, wasn't he, before he bowed out to take on a more senior role within the ALR. Renault a second on 5 points behind. Then we got Haas in 3rd position, 17 points. It's a great old Constructors fight, isn't it? Loving that. 48 points back is at a Racing Point. Alfa Romeo in 5th position, 54 points away. It's so close in the Constructors, isn't it? Ferrari's moved up to 6th position, with Red Bull dropping down to 7th. They've dropped like a stone recently, haven't they, Red Bull? Mercedes have actually moved themselves off the bottom with an incredible incredible race win there from Fisher. McLaren and Williams have dropped down to 9th and 10th respectively then. So we're in Q1 then, and this is the first qualifying session of the Russian Grand Prix. We've got 3 qualifying sessions around here, so which is like any other race on the calendar. Of course, Q1 18 minutes, Q2 15 minutes, Q3 12 minutes. We got 19 cars. We're missing the yellow car, and that is Granty. So I haven't really looked up with the track, to be honest. And we got a Ferrari out on track. And who is it? It is I think it's Laggy Racer, isn't it? It is Laggy Racer in the Ferrari. Of course, he's got a new teammate tonight over at Rockatoni, making his ALR debut. Rockatoni is, of course, the Irishman, a very experienced driver though in his own right. So I'm sure you're going to have too many problems at all. Here comes the Belgian driver, Car 40. And tell you what, this man has really started to become a very more of a top midfield runner as of late, hasn't he? In all the formula that he has been driving in. So Laggy there certainly becoming a star, isn't he? I'm wondering what season 3, of course, is fast approaching in ALR. And I'm wondering, can that Laggy actually really throw himself in the mix? That'll be interesting, won't it? Let me just catch up on the comments. X-Gamer, of course, making his 2nd race tonight. Of course, he made his debut back in Singapore not so a couple of weeks ago. And he's saying good luck, boys. Jonathan Cox, hope for a good battle with Nigel. Last time I was in Russia, it was indeed a good battle. And Nigel said, yeah, this time I will win. Laggy saying good luck all. And also we got new F1 saying good evening. And Jonathan Cox, of course, my Ted Kravitz has just said it's a dry qualifying and race. Jonathan Cox has beat me to the punch there, hasn't he? I was going to say that the weather around here can be 50-50, can it? Because you can have a sprinkling of rain down here, as of course Sam has retired from the session because of his qualifying ban. Of course, he misjudged the braking zone down into turn 7 in Singapore. So he unfortunately is going to be watching from the garage today. But then again, that might not be the best that might not be the worst place to start, really. Of course, we had an awful crash, didn't we? In this Russian Grand Prix when we was covering IRC. I tell you what, that was one of the most vile crashes you'll ever see. But hopefully we have none of that tonight. And hopefully we can have a I doubt we're gonna have race without crashes, because that long straight down into turn 2, it's so easy to miss your braking point, and there could be all sorts of shenanigans going on there. Remember Danny Fiat, of course, hit Vettel, I think almost 3 times, didn't he? In turn 2 and then in turn 3, and I think he finished off the job in turn 3, didn't he? As you can see then. So Laggy Race is the first man out of the pits, the first man to start his lap. Here he goes into turn 2 and the infamous turn 3 now, isn't it? Of course, I think it's the signature corner here at the Russian Grand Prix, isn't it? Now, I think what I like about this corner is you can take some multiple lines, you can have more tighter line, you can have a wider line. It's brilliant, isn't it? Laggy there just accelerating out of turn 4 then. So we're aiming to lose 3 drivers in this session. We have lost Granty already. We have also lost Sam as well. This is absolutely beautiful for Emerson's point of view, isn't it? Because Granty is the closest man in the championship. With Jonathan, though, is not too far back, though. I think Jonathan, the second half of the season, has been the man on form in ALR. He's really stepped up his game, hasn't he, in the Racing Point. And we're on board lagging into the second section now, because we've got 2 DRS zones around here. Of course, the drag from this between the first and second corner, and also down this back straight here, which is anything but a straight. As you can see there, it's very reminiscent of Valencia, which was on the calendar between 2008 and 2012. The best race of Valencia was actually the last race there, where Alonso won from, I think it was 12th on the grid, wasn't it? So it was a great race, that was. Also Michael Schumacher's last ever podium in Formula 1 as well. Now into the final section, and it's a bit more of an American style street circuit, isn't it? 90 left, 90 right. And here we go then into turn 17 now then for Laggy. Let's see what kind of time then Laggy's got on the board. Laggy's qualifying performance, may I say, it's been absolutely outstanding this year. Of course, he's up against Dan Murphy usually, as Laggy goes fast at the moment. Granty has joined, and he is in the session in the Renault. So Granty's going to, of course, Granty does I must admit, Granty more often than not is usually around the midfield to the back of the grid. He usually starts on the hard tyre, doesn't he? Fisher there is, of course, the last time and last winner in Singapore. I gotta say, the winners this season have been fantastic, haven't they? We, of course, last season was dominated more or less by 3 or 4 men. Well, of course, that was, of course, Jochen in the beginning of the season. Then it was Nigel. Then of course we had Bradders as well. I think it was Jacob, wasn't it, who also had a couple of wins to his name then. He's Fisher just getting out of the way then. Stringy is just about to start a lap. Then we got a yellow flag in 2 and 3. I think it is for Fisher. What about XR? Comes across the line and he's gone fast at 7/10 of a second in front of Laggy at the moment. Of course, XR is a part of the team which is leading the constructors at the moment. 7/10 of a second in front as it stands. Yeah, as I was just saying, Laggy's qualifying battle between himself and Dan Murphy at the moment. It's 8-5 in Murphy's favour, but I tell you what, that's one of the more closer qualifying battles of the season. Great, it's really good indeed. Fisher still just having a Sunday cruise out there, stringing out on track at the moment. We've got Grillsy there in the first sector. New F1 is just about to start his round as well. I'm looking forward to what New F1 could do in the next season when he hopefully has a full season with, because it's really good. He's a very quick driver, isn't he? Here comes Car 61, of course, his second race appearance, Gamer. So of course, unfortunately, didn't last too long in Singapore. But in qualifying, no, he looked the real deal, didn't he? He really did. Of course, this is the second appearance then for the Alfa Romeo as well then, and he's now coming around the final couple of corners then. So as you can see, we're in turn 15 and 16 now then. Very off camber 15 and 16 is. John, it's not really the most. I gotta say, it's not the most exciting track to drive in the world, I don't think. But I tell you what, it does bring, I think in league racing, it does bring some absolutely fantastic races, doesn't it? He's done a 34 at the moment for Gamer in the Alfa Romeo. Fisher's on the lap at the moment, just finishing the lap. Stringy has gone again. Grillsy's gone fastest on a 32.5. That's a good statement, isn't it? Intent there from Grillsy. Brilliant stuff indeed. Hopefully can he be a part of getting Williams off the bottom of the table then. Of course, Williams have a very strong lineup now, don't they, with Grillsy and Steve. Maxi there is out on track as well. It's great to see Maxi back in the car as well. Always gone very wide there. We've got new F1 there, and the Renault has just come across the line. He's done a 32.3 then. I've got to say, Renault have more over the course of the season. They've had some very strong drivers. I remember they had Wishbone, didn't they, for a couple of races as well. Of course, Granty, since China, he has been representing the yellow submarine, hasn't he? So yeah, Granty has been, and he is very good this season. Of course, this is only Granty's debut season in ALR, hasn't he? And he's he's really took the fight, hasn't he? Of course, Emerson's also his debut as well for Emerson, and can he become the second ever ALR champion? Well, it's looking very good at the moment, isn't it? Fisher's gone third fastest on a 32.6 there, and just watching Maxi then. Of course, as we said, Maxi's had a couple of sporadic appearances this season, but it's great to see him in the car. Of course, he is replacing Renzo tonight, as unfortunately Renzo is been unable to make it tonight, which is a big shame there for Renzo, the Irishman. We do love to see Renzo in the car, but we also like to see Max in the car as well. It's great to see Maxi there in and ready to go then. The game just get out of the way then. Lovely over the shoulder shot there of the race point. Here comes car 96 then, accelerating out of turn 16 now then. 6 cars have made a time so far. We've got 10 more minutes to go. We're halfway through the session, and we are losing 3 drivers in this. We've already lost Granty and we've lost Sam as well. Who else are we going to lose then? We've got 3 more spots to then to fill in that drop zone. And Stringy then is on track at the moment, going through turn 3. Farf is still chilling in the pit lane, and Fireshot has completely cut that corner. Jonathan, look at that, the back end really stepping out there. Can Jonathan really put a statement in intent there? He really has since the summer break. Really has in the second half of the season. Can he get himself to really challenge Emerson? Well, he comes through the final corner now, and he's gone fastest then, Jonathan has. I don't think he's got a podium I don't think he's got a pole position yet this season. Jonathan hasn't for the Racing Point. which is quite a surprising stat to be honest, because Jonathan is usually pretty good over 1 lap pace. Talking of 1 lap pace and good for pace, here comes Nigel. He is 5th fast at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. Now they're coming through thick and fast, aren't they? And this is getting really good stuff indeed. Then Emerson is on track. Then here is the championship leader in the black and gold. So I was going to say Chidita then. I can't even say it anymore. The Formula E car, which of course Formula E is now starting back up soon, isn't it? That's going to be my my entertainment for the winter as Formula 1 starts to wind down now. With only 2 more race weekends to go. Which reminds us, next weekend, I think we're starting an hour later because of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Stringy goes 4th fastest in the McLaren. Good stuff there from Stringy then. So that should see him safely through. Should. What about Emerson then, the championship leader then? Of course, this man has had 4 wins this season, hasn't he? Emerson has. He is got the most wins this season with 4, obviously. And then we've got 2 for Granty, 2 for Farf, and we've got 2 for, of course, the reserve driver in the middle of the season, which is Dan Lieutenant. Yeah, and Emerson comes across the line. He's only 9th fast at the moment, Emerson is. So I'm wondering if he's sandbagging, or is this track just not suiting to his driving style. Here comes Roccatoni, the Irishman, of course, the green and white helmet. It's really good to see Roccatoni making his debut here tonight. Really looking forward to seeing what this man can do there out there. Gunnar starts us out there. Of course, Gunnar is the most experienced ALR driver in the history of this series. With a whopping, I think he was on 29 race starts now, wasn't he? Gunnar was. No, he's on 28 at the moment, but he will be on. No, he is on 29. So this is his 30th race start here tonight, Gunnar. That's a fantastic. He's been with us since the 2nd race in Bahrain of season 1. So Gunnar with 30 race starts to his name then. So that's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? The most appearances then for Gunnar. He's only missed like 2 races since joining the league. So fantastic stuff from Gunnar. And he is at the McLaren then. I gotta say, Gunnar has had some cracker races over the season, hasn't he? I think Australian was almost an absolutely incredible race, wasn't it? Australian Bahrain was really good for Gunnar, wasn't it? But unfortunately, it all seemingly had issues. I think Monza was probably his best race resort, but I think his best race performance was probably the first 2 races, because he looked definitely much the part then. Like you just said, wow, GG Gunnar. Indeed it is. I tell you what, 30 races is an incredible achievement, isn't it, in a league racing these days, isn't it? Very hard to find loyalty, isn't it? To be honest, if I know a lot about loyalty, because I was a Liverpool fan. Well, I am a Liverpool fan, and after all those difficult years, it's been very difficult. Yeah? Now I'm alright, Ta. Sorry about that. I was asking about an Indian. Anyway, coming across the line then, Crazy Man is about to start his lap now, and here he goes, and as he winds up, and he is ready to go. Look at this DRS thing through turn 1. It's not really a turn, is it? And look at that, it's like a drag, isn't it, going down to turn 2? And I'm already hot and sticky already. This is well, this ain't good, is it? So I had a shower just before this because I needed to look pristine and ready to go for the return of ALR. I might need another one, but I gotta say I do love a good shower. As a crazy, and that's nothing about Formula 1. Let's get back to the subject at hand, shall we? So Crazy Hitman has just started his afternoon. What about Farshot? He is also just behind Crazy Hitman. I'm going to stay with Crazy Hitman. Of course, Crazy Hitman's had some difficulties, hasn't he, since returning to the series with I think it's with the steering calibration, hasn't it? It's just not been right for Crazy Man. I think Knowlesy, one of the drivers who really knows how his way around an F1 car, is of course helped Crazy out of the middle of the season, hasn't he? And I think since then Crazy has had a lot more pace, hasn't he? And really has indeed. I think with Nigel as well. Nigel's been experimenting, hasn't he? Especially towards the end of the season, where he feels it is possibly not going to be his year. Of course, he's got a championship under his belt already, hasn't he? Nigel has, of course, won the first ever ALR season incredibly well as well on the Red Bull. I know, talking of Red Bull, Crazy Man, we're on board Crazy Man now. He's gone a bit wide into turn 15, then that's compromised his entry into turn 16, but accelerates away now nicely. And he comes into turn 17 and 18 now. And he's about to complete his lap. We've got a yellow flag in 2 and 3. I think that's alright. I think it's someone just getting out of the way. Crazy Man comes across the line. He's gone 14 fast at the moment. I think that was a bit of a scrap of luck there for Crazy. He's only got under 4 minutes to go. Here comes Farshot. Farshot then, of course, he's got a win this season, hasn't he? And he comes across the line. He goes 5th fast in the Haas, and he's the top Haas driver at the moment. Brilliant stuff indeed then. as Ross goes on about Steve. Here comes Steve, and of course he's another driver that's quite experienced in the ALR format, isn't he? And he's coming through turn 3 now. Well, Rockatoni, he is closely following us also. Let's take a stay with Steve then. Of course, the golden helmet. I love that golden helmet. And I think this man has been, I think he's like the Daniel Ricciardo, and there's a red ball in the wall there. I'm hoping he didn't touch the red ball. I hope he didn't touch the wall there. Steve is a bit much like the Ricciardo-esque of league racing. He's very unlucky. He's got the speed, hasn't he? But he just, sometimes it's just not there, is it? And I think he has been a bit unlucky with some of the racing then. Tristan, of course, who raced with us in Australia, didn't he? Way back at the first race of the season. Team Jonathan Coxon, of course, Jonathan has a massive fan base, doesn't he? UF1 is retired from the session. He is second at the moment. UF1 is looking very strong indeed. We've also got Twang there watching whilst trading on the indoor bike. Oh, so of course Twang there, a very enthusiastic athlete, isn't he? I can't remember what sport. Is it like skeleton? I know it's skiing and shooting, isn't it, I think. But yeah, of course, Twana very much. Of course, international star, our own international star of ALR. And talking of international stars, here comes Steve coming across the line now, and Maxi's retired from the session as well. And he is 9th for the moment, as Maxi. So that's a bit precarious there from Maxi. Farfar is just behind here. Here comes the man who was in the championship in the first couple of races. He's dropped down to 4th now. Farfar can he regain some of that magic that he started on so well? Of course, he's a 3-time winner in ALR, isn't he? So here comes Farf now through the final corner now, using Laggy then. Is that going to cause him some issues? Well, he invalidated his time, so he's going to have to go again. Rockatoni's just about to start up. Gunnar is cruising at the moment, so I think that Gunnar's just really relaxed out there. Emerson's in a lot of trouble at the moment, isn't he? Emerson, Crazy Hitman and Gamer are all under the cosh at the moment. We've also got Tristan saying good luck, Brandon, because Brandon is making his third start tonight. Of course, Brandon, of course, he rocked up, didn't he? And did a fantastic start in his debut, didn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed from UF1. And we have also got Jonathan Farf just got held by a Ferrari. Yeah, I think we was on board, wasn't we? I think Farf was. I think it was a lag, and it was just in front of him. Roscoe is not on lap load. He is just cruising. Gunnar's back in the pits. Gunnar is going to be the first one out. So on his 30th race start, Gunnar, unfortunately, it's all gone pear-shaped for the young man from Ireland, and unfortunately for Gunnar, that is it then, because there's no time left. So Gunnar then on his 30th race start will be starting. Well, I think he's going to be starting 19th actually, because Sam is who hasn't set a time, but he's still in front. Rockatoni is on a lap at the moment. Roscoe is now going to start a lap now, but Roscoe has only got one and done. Farf has only got one done as well, and again Farf is struggling behind the Ferrari. We've just seen someone go up somewhere. Yeah, that's the most descriptive I've been. Roscoe is on a lap now, so we're on board with Farf, and Laggy is holding up Farf here. Farf is under a lot of pressure, and Farf is in the pits. That is it for Farf. He has been, I think he got held up twice there, and Farf is out of qualifying. That's a big blow for Farf. Farf is out. What about Rockatoni then? In his debut, comes across the line now, and Rockatoni goes up in the 13th position, so he is through. Crazy Hitman is on the cusp, so it's between Crazy Hitman and Roscoe. We have lost Farf, we've lost Sam, we've lost Gunnar and Granty in this opening session then. Wow. Well, that is a couple of really big names, isn't it? Farf, Granty, second and fourth in the championship. We've also lost Gunnar as well, as we said, on his 30th race start for ALR. That is, he's going to be on the back row, unfortunately. Sam in 18th position, of course, a Q qualifying button there. And of course, it's between Roscoe and Crazy. Now then, who is going to be the man that's going to be knocked out then? And look, there's a car in front now. I think it's a Toro Rosso. And that is of Exile. Of course, Exile's been so good this season, hasn't he? His pace has been absolutely incredible, and his consistency has been really good indeed. On board then with the Scotsman, and here comes Roscoe then into the final sector now then. Just taking a quick look at the comments then. Oh, I've missed quite a lot here. We got Twan saying Dutch junior national team biathlon. I thought it was skeleton, so I think that's a completely different sport, isn't it? Just shows I don't know anything about winter sports. As Roscoe cuts across the line, and he is 16th. Roscoe's done as well, is he? No, he ain't. I think he is done, or is he? Can he go again? We're on board with Roscoe. He hasn't got a checker flag next to him, so I think that Roscoe might be able to go again around here. So, yeah, so it is. So we have got. I'm not sure about the time now. I thought the time ran out a while ago. So is Roscoe still going? He is still going for it. So he's got another chance then. He hasn't set a representative time yet. His target's at 1:35.7. which is set by Crazy. So of course then Rockatoni is through. That's all right then for Rockatoni. So this is going to get very, very tasty indeed, isn't it then? So Crazy Man and Roscoe, this is the battle to get into Q2. Roscoe is really much under the cosh at the moment, as Roscoe is just exiting the first sector. Oh, very close to cutting the corner there. And as that new F1 has just said, fine, said Cristiano Ronaldo. I like that. We've also got Tristan as well. Have fun, let's have a good race on Wednesday in WNR. Jonathan Cook said, feel bad for Farf. Yeah, I think that's a shame now for Farf, it really is. And Farf is having a very difficult couple of races, especially the second half of the season. Just hasn't gone right for him, has it? Belgium was where he really come back to form, but it just didn't go right. Down at Puyong did it, where he touched the curb and then the back end just lost it. We've also got Laggy, held him up there. Yeah, so Tristan just to confirm that. Gavin, of course, Gunnar, making his 30th race start. Unfortunately, he hates Russia, though, so perhaps he probably should have judged that a bit better and maybe missed the race. Anyway, enough about that. Let's come across the line now. Roscoe is 16th. He invaded this time, so Roscoe is out of qualifying. Wow, that is some major names that we've lost in qualifying already in this session. Well, that is absolutely astonishing stuff, isn't it? Jonathan there is top of the tree then in Q1. But out we've lost Granty, we've lost Gunnar, Sam, Farf and Roscoe, all knocked out of Q1 then. So that is 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th and 20th that is going to be starting. That is the race positions then. So that was an interesting Q1, and I'm going to turn down the YouTube because I can hear myself, and that is one of the most annoyingest voices ever, isn't it? I can't. I'm surprised you guys are still watching, to be honest. As we've also got Laggy say, damn, I was purple in the first sector and the second sector, but then messed up then. So that's a shame now for Laggy then. But well, it's not too bad then, because of course then he is still in qualifying. And we've also got Gunnar say, I don't miss races, Sean. No, of course Gunnar has only missed one race this year, actually, hasn't he? Gunnar has, of course. This is his 14th race start this season. The only race I think he missed was actually Belgium. So and look, it's got very overcast over there, hasn't it? 15 cars then for Q2. Then it's great to have you all along with us tonight. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. I would like to hear your expert opinions and analysis. Really would enjoy it as well. Of course, I do need a bit of expertise every now and again. Of course, so next season I will have an expert in the commentary box. Of course, Nosey will be joining me. To keep me on the straight and narrow, because you know I waffle on. As you heard earlier, I was talking about my shower routine, which is probably the most uninteresting thing that I could talk about. And here comes Laggy coming out of the pits now in the Ferrari. I'll tell you what, you guys are very chatty on here tonight, aren't you? Fantastic. We've also got Jonathan is saying me and UF1 near each other again. Oh, yep, Fire is going to definitely be definitely gonna be there, isn't it? I think it's a bit late for bonfire night though, guys. We've also got a new F1 gonna be a good race, Jonathan. We've also got Tristan there. Get a review too. Oh, how nice. We've got a new F1 saying Q2 and Q3 to go. Laggy saying, don't be so hard on yourself. You're a good commentator with a with one of those. I think it's an old school laughing emoji, isn't it? So it's not the emoji, is it? It's like the old school, like X and D next to it. Which I gotta say, yeah, that's how you do laugh face it. None of these emoji stuff on board Laggy. Then the Belgian driver is he's just on and out lap at the moment. We've also got Grillsy going. He's coming for you too. Of course, Grillsy, I tell you what, he was looking quite sharp in Q1, wasn't he? He set his time quite early on in the session. Remember, it's all about track evolution. So yeah, we're going to. Oh, Laggy just kissed the wall there, and to be honest, that's not a good thing for the Ferrari, is it? Of course. Yeah, maybe you straighten out the suspension or something. And now look at that in the background. That's Rockatoni there, almost going to the back. So, oh dear, I wonder if Jock Clear is on the pit wall today for the Ferraris, because obviously the strategic is not the strategist is not doing too well. I don't think Jock Clear is a strategist guy at all, is it really? Anyway, we've also got Norway Gaming. Don't remind me about Belgium, Twan. So I think the less about Belgium the better. Gunnar said great commentator. Thanks, Gavin. Gunnar. Oh dear, it's getting a bit personal now, isn't it? Blimey, I know everyone's names. Good gosh. Laggy's about to come through and start his qualifying lap now. We've also got X-Gamer saying, not a good Q1 from him, because X-Gamer was definitely on the fringe of the top 10 in all of the sessions in Singapore, so kind of get himself back sorted. That's what we need to know. Of course, 2 Belgians on the grid today. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. We've also got yeah. Anyway, enough about that. Let's have a look then, and we're just now coming through turn 3, and here's Laggy then. And as I said, Laggy's qualifying performances against his teammates have been great this season, haven't they? Really have. And remember, against Dan Murphy as well, it's a very difficult cookie, isn't he? Dan Murphy is. It's unfortunate he's not here tonight, but I'm sure he's watching with the YouTube on mute, of course. As a Laggy now flying through the second sector. I think I got to say, Laggy. I always harp on about how impressive Murphy has improved this season. But in the last couple of races, I got to say, Laggy overall formulas. Overall categories has really impressed. It's really impressed me certainly, and a lot of other drivers as well. He's really coming on song, isn't he? And as I said earlier on the program, looking forward to next season what Laggy can do. He can definitely be the best of the rest, or maybe even challenging the mix with the big boys as well. That's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? On board with Laggy, he's coming around turn 16 now. You see a very off-camber turn 15 going into 16. That can spit you out wide and really compromise you, isn't it? Coming into the final couple of corners now, turn 17 then, up into 4th gear. He's run out of deployment, but he doesn't need it as he comes across the line now, and he goes first fastest Laggy on a 33.5 there. For Laggy, that's a good time indeed. Who else is out there at the moment there? So we've got Exile, who's just about to start his lap, and he's on the medium compound tyre. Nigel is on the medium as well, as is Rockatoni, and Rockatoni goes second fast on a 34.1 there for Rockatoni. And Gamer's on the back straight then. So as you can see then, we've got all sorts of tyre compounds out there at the moment. We've got a soft and medium tyre, so red and yellow. Of course, the red tyre is the quickest tyre. The medium, the yellow tyre is the the intermediate tyre, really, in between fast and slow. Of course, and if you qualify on the, if you set the fastest time in the top 10 on that tyre, you must start the race on that exact tyre. So no substitutes. It has to be that exact tyre. So that's why we've got a mixture of tyres out there. So it's not just a case of throwing on the softest compound tyre and going quickest. It's about being strategic as well. I read somewhere, as Game goes third fastest at the moment. I read somewhere that the FIA is thinking about dropping this rule, which I'm a bit surprised by, to be honest, because I think it works all right personally. But oh well. Each their own. Granty, of course, has just said, well, hello, with a wiki face said. Of course, well, I'm blushing now. Yeah, of course, Granty there, unfortunately, will be starting from 20th on the grid. But I tell you what, I would like to hazard a guess of what strategy's got me on. Artie's got me on the hard compound tyres. That's just a guess. I don't know why. I just feel like he's a man that likes a bit of the hard tyre. Exile coming across the line. He likes a bit more of the medium tyre, doesn't he? Up into turn 18 now, and what is he going to do? He goes second fastest at the moment, very close to Laggy. Laggy at the moment is top of the timesheets on the soft compound tyre. Crazy man out on track at the moment. He got through by the skin of his nose, and he is just about to get going as well. We've also got Nigel, who is on the medium tyre, and on the medium tyre, he's about to start a lap now. He doesn't like that bollard at all, does he? Smashed it right out of the way then. So now Nigel's about to start his lap then, so we're keeping on Nigel. Here comes the championship leader, Emerson then. This is the man that Granty might be interested in, but possibly. Well, he'd certainly like to, I don't think it'd be Sparta. Gamer's gone. Gamer is out of qualifying. He is gone. Where is he gone? He's done a Carlos Sainz there, but way too early there. Blimey, that's a big blow for Gamer. He is out of qualifying. That is a major blow for the Belgian. Wow, that is and that is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate there from a Gamer then, because he didn't set the world on fire in first qualifying, but I think that he was getting himself revved up for the second one. But that is a big blow for Gamer. He is out of qualifying. This man is still in qualifying. Here comes the championship leader, comes across the line now, and again Emerson is not showing much pace there. I wonder if he's got a load of sandbags in the side pods there of that Haas. But again, it would be interesting to see that. Here comes that UF when they was out of track. He's a man that doesn't like to sandbag often. I don't think he's a man who enjoys the beach too much. Nigel then is coming down the back straight. It's anything but a straight at the moment. He is in the Alfa Romeo, sixth in the championship. Maxie's also started us up at the moment. Grant just said, good to see you, bud. Yep, you guessed right. We've also got Laggy saying, RIP all bollards. Yeah, I don't know. I think you guys out there really don't like the bollards, do you? So there's Nigel there coming out of turn at 16th now. It's Grand saying just stay on board with him. The struggles from the leader. so Nigel goes third fast at the moment in the Alpha Male. Of course, what Grant was alluding to there was Emerson is only doubted sixth position moment, while New F1 is only in fifth position, but he is on the hard compound tire, isn't he? So I wonder if he's going to have another crack at that and have a go, because when the hard tires will just get better and better as you go on. Fire shot then is on the medium tire then. It's interesting to see Rocketoni's now going to go on the soft tires. Jonathan is set another lap. He hasn't got pole position yet this season, Jonathan hasn't. Of course, he has a race win. That incredible drive in is a fire shot has got to go again. Then Maxi is on that lap at the moment. Yeah, that incredible drive. I just need to remind myself of where he won. It was Hungary, of course. A very technical track Hungary is, isn't it? And Jonathan just walked away from the race, really, didn't he? Fantastic drive there from Jonathan. There's chaos behind, but Jonathan wasn't too interested in that at all, was he? And he hasn't got a pole position yet this season, has he? So I wonder if he's going to put that to rest here tonight. Here comes Max then coming across the line now, and what is he doing? He's done a 33. He's third fast at the moment. Maxi is in the Race Point. Jonathan's teammate then. Race Point do need a couple of decent points here, and that could potentially could help him out now. So at the moment, and Gamer is out of qualifying. So that's a big blow for Gamer. It really is, and I feel that that's very disappointing for the Belgian driver. We got Stringy, Grillsy, Fireshot, Stee, and Crazy Hitman, who all haven't set times yet, have they? So they got 5 minutes to go, so they need to start to get on with it. Because they haven't got, because time is your worst enemy in qualifying. And I've got a yellow flag floating around in sector 2 at the moment. Here comes Fireshot. He's not floating, he is motoring on at the moment. And you can see them coming up now into turn 15 and 16. Of course, this space was reserved for Vettel when he parked his car in Russia, and he got driver of the day, actually, ironically, for not finishing. But to be fair, I think he did kind of deserve it, really, because I can't remember anyone else who really an outstanding performance that day. Fireshot comes through the final corner, and what does he do? Fireshot throws himself up into 5th position in the Haas then. The crazy Hitman, oops, wrong driver, is on and out lap at the moment. We got Stringy, who's on his first lap, as is Fisher as well. I wonder if at least them two are going to give each other a talk, because they're really good friends, Stringy and Fisher. I remember in Azerbaijan in SNRS, and them two had a absolutely beautiful toe, didn't they, down the back straight in Azerbaijan. It worked to absolute perfection. And another man who hates Russia, not just Gunnar, but also ex-gamer as well. He hates Russia as well. To us, it's very two difficult first races to start your career, isn't it? Going into Singapore and then to Russia as well. It's not the most nicest of tracks, is it? We do go to a very nice track next weekend, though, don't we? To us, we should be really concentrating on Russia, really. We haven't even started the race yet. But I gotta say, I do love Japan. It is a real driver's circuit, isn't it? I really look forward to that next week. Remember, I think we're going to be an hour later, because Brazil, I think, kicks off at 5:10, which some ginger thought it was actually 4:10. So obviously someone I couldn't tell the time that day. Here comes that Fisher then coming up to the line now. He is aiming for 33.0. Fisher, as he was absolutely flying, wasn't he, in Singapore, and he's flying here today as well. Look at that, but he's 5 tenths away from Jonathan. Well, Jonathan is looking absolutely spectacular at the moment, isn't he? Incredible stuff there from Jonathan. Laggy is still in third position. Laggy is looking comfortable up there as well. What about Stringy? Stringy, I think, is backed off and is going to go again. Emerson is still in the pits. He is he needs to figure out getting on with it. He is in the drops and the championship leader. He needs to he needs to get himself out there. He's going to throw himself on a set of soft tyres. Now, that's going to be a question, isn't it, about strategy? Really, to be honest, I have no idea what is it going to be best to have a one-stop? Is it going to be soft to medium, or is it going to... I think the majority of drivers want to go from medium to start off with and then have the option, don't they? Here comes Crazy Hitman. He goes 12 fast at the moment on a 34 then. He needs to go again then. We've also got Stringy there, who has come through the infamous turn 3. I've got to say, Stringy there, really, since starting his ALR career, I think he's only had 1 DNF, hasn't he, Stringy? He's been absolutely relentless, hasn't he? The McLaren driver, I think he has only had 1 DNF, which was in Germany. It was a spectacular DNF as well, wasn't it? It was the kink, wasn't it? I think it was turn 6 kink, wasn't it, going into the Mercedes grandstand. The yellow flag in 2 and 3. Hopefully it's just someone just getting out of the way. 2 minutes to go. So in the drop zone at the moment, and we have Emerson, we have Crazy, we have Gamer, Stringy, and Grillsy are all out at the moment. They need to get themselves sorted. And of course, Jonathan Cox just says, a year of my first win next week. Of course, Jonathan, I think, was the first man I recall to beat Nigel in a straight fight. I think Nigel has been beaten before, but I think that was the first time I've seen Nigel beaten on track in a straight fight, and I think no outside interferences as far as I can remember. Of course, Japan, I think that was our last race of the season, wasn't it, last season? Well, it was a bit of a it was a bit of a car wrecker, wasn't it? We had all sorts going on. Of course, the last 2 races of last season wasn't exactly the admin's finest moments, was it? Which you know, we decided to throw the 2 races in one night, and it didn't really go well at all, did it? We did the experiment, didn't work, so I think we should move on. But I tell you one thing, though, we did. To be fair, it did give us an absolutely fantastic last 2 races. I enjoyed it, but yeah, I think from a driver's point of view, it was probably not the best idea in the world. That's why we do have drivers in the admin chat. That's why we have Knowlesy. That's why we have Dan Murphy. They know all about the cars now, don't they? They know what's right for the drivers. And Grillsy comes across the line. That's right for Grillsy. He has done a 33.6 at the moment for the Williams team. Fantastic stuff. Stringy there is on a lap now. He's done 2 laps on the medium tyre. Emerson is out on track now, and he has made an appearance. And new F1 is currently just on a out lap on the medium tyres. Grillsy's done a good job there. What about Laggy? Laggy is 7 tenths of a second out. This is a great time for Laggy. He's got to get can he get faster then as he comes through the back. Oh no, he's had a problem there for Laggy, and well, I think he's still safe, but we know about track evolution. But what a shame there for Laggy, though. He was 7 tenths a second up. That would have thrown him right in the I would have put him faster. I think Stringy there is down the back straight at the moment. Then he is well, he is 15th for me. He hasn't set a time yet with 40 seconds to go then, and oh, Laggy's gone! Laggy is gone! That is a big blow for Laggy. He has crashed the car, and that is a major blow for Laggy, because he was third. He was through. Well, he was almost through anyway, but he was 7 tenths a second up. We've seen him cruising around here, and he has just gone off the track. And so that's 2 Belgians that have gone in the war here in Russia. On board then with Stringy as he comes through the final corner. Was it turn 17? That's a very odd place to crash, isn't it? String goes 5th fastest. Is that enough? We've done 3 laps on those tyres. Just watching Nigel there flying through turn 1 then. New F1 has just started us up now as well. Emerson is on. The championship leader is in a lot of pressure here at the moment. Out of qualifying is Gamer. Out of qualifying is Crazy. Out of qualifying is Steve. That's a shock in the system, isn't it? Steve's out qualifying as well. Blimey, Fisher's retired from the session, but don't worry, he is in the pit lane, so that's fine. So new F1 is also under pressure. Emerson, new F1, two drivers that is very quick. Is under the pressure. Laggy is in the top 10, but unfortunately he is not going to be able to take part in qualifying. That is unbelievable, isn't it? Gunnar said everyone hates Russia, though. I gotta say, I hate driving Russia, but I love watching Russia, because we always have all sorts of shenanigans go on. Emerson covering the following couple of corners now. Jonathan I was from the back of the grid. Yeah, I think it was actually in Japan, wasn't it? Of course, the grids was random, I think, in Japan. We've also got Laggy not too happy there. Emerson goes fastest. He is into Q3 then, so Emerson now just about makes it through. Well, I say just about. He's improved by a massive factor there. But new F1 hasn't. I think new F1 has got a problem there. He hasn't got DRS open. New F1 might be out qualifying. What about Rockatoni then? Rockatoni is in the second sector now. What about Nigel? Nigel's coming through the fire cover corners there as well. What does he do? He flies across that. They've thrown all the sets off tires. He goes fast. It's not track evolution. Is getting very mega, isn't it? Stringy there is at 19 seconds down the road. What about Exile is also up as well, but Fireshot is coming into the pits then for the Haas team. Exile is carrying on. Is Fireshot coming through? I think it's going to be very tight indeed, because I think Fireshot might just be able to make it. Exile coming across the line, and he stays 8th fastest then. Fireshot is in the pits then. What about, and Rockatoni is also called it a day. So we have lost. He goes wide there, of course. If you do that in the race, I think you get a 5-second penalty. It's very brutal. We have lost Gamer. Well, that's a shame for Gamer, isn't it? I think he had more in the bag there. Crazy Hitman out of the race, out qualifying as well. Same with Steve, same with new F1, and Rockatoni out as well. Laggy once again has out qualified his teammate for the 6th time this season. So once again, Laggy's shown some qualifying, but unfortunately that is it for Laggy in Q2 in the qualifying. He will be starting 10th, I believe, on the grid. like you said, I don't care about Q3. If the game doesn't want me to set the fastest time, I'm afraid, then I don't care. Oh dear, something must have gone on there with laggy there. So that's a shame there from the Belgian driver there. So as we're just watching Emerson, and the championship leader, a 32-point lead in the championship mode, is currently top of the timesheet, and he is just cruising around having a he's having a victory lap, isn't he, out there at the moment? But so then Nigel there on top of the standards at the moment with Emerson also. So they're both on the soft compound tyre. And so then we're going to go into Q3 now. Then so Q3, then this is where the cars are going to be at their absolute peak performance in terms of fresh tyres. They're going to be drained of fuel. This is where they're going to be the fastest all through the weekend, I believe. So then out qualifying is Gamer, it's Crazy, Steve, New F1, and Rocket Tony, and Laggy out as well. What a shame for Laggy, and he will also have to start on the soft compound tyres. So the only other two men starting on the soft tyres is Nigel and Emerson. Everyone else got through on the medium tyres. So Jonathan, Fisher, Maxi, Grillsy, Stringy, XR, and Fireshot, all on the medium compound tyre. Fantastic stuff. And of course Laggy now also has to start on very worn out tyres as well there. So it's unfortunately it's kind of a snowball effect here, isn't it, really, as Laggy's having all sorts of issues unfortunately in Q2, and he's also robbed himself of a Q3. Has also robbed himself of an attempt to go for pole position in Q3. As we go into Q3 then, who are the guys then that could be on pole position? Of course, Fisher's on pole position last time out in Singapore. We've also got Grant here as well, who's had a pole position, but he's not in this session. New F1 has had a pole position as well, but he's also not in this session. And Murphy, who's had 3 pole positions, but he hasn't had a pole position, but of course he's not here tonight. So pole position, we could potentially have a new pole sitter. Of course, Fisher at the moment is the man to is the man who's got a pole, that does have a pole position in this session this season. Of course, Nigel had a couple of pole positions last season, but none this season. So yeah, it's all to play for here. This is looking very, very good indeed, isn't it? I really look forward to this. So we could potentially have a new pole sitter for this season then. If it's Fish, everyone else is going to be on pole position for the first time, apart from Fisher. There's Fisher coming out of the pits now. As we just see Emerson fly out of the pits. He hasn't got a pole position yet, which is quite an amazing start in on itself, isn't he? But you can't question his racecraft, can you? Here comes car 19 then, of course, carrying the number of the late Anton Hubert, of course, car 19, which I think has been retired in Formula 2 now. Of course, unfortunately lost his life in the Belgian Grand Prix. That horrific Saturday that was, wasn't it? So Emerson then is out on track at the moment, but he in the first one out. I think that's Jonathan out. It is Jonathan. Of course, he's a man that likes to be out first, doesn't he? Just catching up on the comments. We've also got Broke Gorilla saying good evening, Sean. Tess says hello. Hello. So of course, Broke Gorilla, of course, a former driver of ALR as well, wasn't he? Broke Gorilla was, of course, Broke Gorilla was one of the most experienced drivers as well, wasn't he? He had 21 starts, in his time with ALR. So of course, he's also a very experienced campaigner in his own right, Broke Gorilla. And of course, then as we're now on board then with Jonathan, he's coming down the back straight then. And he is now look at that there. Look at the amount of steel. Look at the amount of wheel actually going on there. And of course we've new F1 has just gone. I'm not sure if he's too happy with that. And we've also got Renault team. Let's go. So as I think unfortunately though. Unfortunately though, both Renaults, we've lost one Renault. We didn't even see Granty in the first qualifying session, and in the second qualifying session we've lost New F1. Anyway, we're just on board there with Jonathan. He's coming down the back straight. Can he get his first pole position of ALR? And that is going to be a fantastic. Here comes car 25 and flying through turn 1 and in turn 2 before going into the signature turn 3 then. And this corner really hurts the tyres, doesn't it? It's all about firm or deg around here. And then as they come into turn 4 then, let's go on board then with the British Italian driver then, getting very wide then. Oh, I think he went too wide there. He has gone too wide, and that is it for Jonathan's time. Let's go now on board then with the championship leader, shall we? Emerson coming out of turn 5 and again going very wide then. Of course, track extensions around here can be a bit brutal, can they? You can see the concrete walls are never too far away either, are they? Around the Sochi Olympic Park. Of course, we are very close to the Black Sea, aren't we, around here as well? So we're basically on sea level, aren't we? Which is nice, isn't it, I suppose. Of course, we won't be on sea level when we get to the latter end of the season. Of course, Mexico and Brazil, two of the highest altitude races, isn't it? So that's good. That's looking good, isn't it? Of course, this is the first time we're ever here that we've ever raced here in ALR. Of course, we didn't race here last year, did we? So it's great to be here in Russia in ALR. So there's no stats to go off. Then we haven't had a pole sitter, we haven't had a race winner. We don't know what the time is from last season. So Emerson then he is about to put his car on pole position. Jonathan is coming back in the pits now, and as we're coming into the flight, we're coming to the second to last corner. Now the final corner. Look at his fuel lights are flashing. A 32.9 there for Emerson. He is on pole position then for the Russian Grand Prix. Fisher is now just coming across the line as well. Just taking a look. It's also Emerson. Not Emerson. It's XR. Nigel's out there as well. So who is it? It's Fisher next, and Fisher comes across the line then. And what is he doing? He has gone fast on a 32.1 then. That's 8/10 of a second quicker. Fisher is really becoming a of course he's a very good driver anyway, but in the latter half of the season he is well, last race in Singapore he dominated. Is he going to dominate again, Fisher? He is now starting to really show his stuff. Stringy in the middle sector at the moment. Well, it's got Nigel who is on the middle sector as well. He's following Stringy. So we've got Maxi then, of course, making his Q3 appearance. And great stuff for Maxi to be in Q3. I think the only other place he was in Q3 was back in Canada, in Montreal, in that very wet Montreal Grand Prix, wasn't it? And Maxi, I think, is just about to warm himself up and go again. So we're going to stay with Stringy, and Stringy is on the complete wrong part of the track there. So we're going to leave Stringy to it. On board then with the Flying Dutchman, Nigel, and of course the defending ALR champion, but unfortunately I don't think he's going to be he's not in the championship fight at this moment in time, but the championship can swing either way, can it? Now then, as they come into the final turn, and turn 17 and car 36 then, now into 18 then, what is he going to do? Is he going to get pole position? I don't think it's enough. It's not enough. It is second at the moment, and I tell you what, Fisher's time is a very good time indeed. Nigel's a very good time as well. We've also got Grant saying watch out for the race. The yellows are going to fly like a bee. Well, let's just hope they don't sting like a bee either. Of course, full well is a non-contact sport, but if they do sting someone else, that might not go down too well. There's enough about wildlife. Fire shot is on a lap at the moment. We've also got Max who's now on a lap as well. We've got Ayrton then just saying Team Emerson. Of course, Emerson is third at the moment, and he just about got through into Q3. Of course, his main championship rival is actually near the back, and Jonathan, of course, is his closest rival in this session at the moment. Jonathan is 47 points behind as it stands at the moment. So so that is still in touch and distance, isn't it? But I think it's a two-horse race at the moment, unless something majorly goes wrong. Majorly goes wrong. So now then coming into turn 60 then, oh look at that, you can see the car there, he was going straight to the wall at one point there, so Maxi there had to correct the steering wheel. Now into turn 18 then, you can see then drifting a bit wide. Now here he comes into the final corner now, and Maxi goes third fastest then for the racing point. Maxi is really on it today, isn't he? He is taking it to the max indeed. So Maxi is in third position then. We've got Fireshot who's out on track at the moment. Grant, he likes to comment. So to be honest, I'm glad someone did then, because I felt like I was going into a cul-de-sac then. Fireshot then is coming through into the final sector now then. You can see, look at that, he's out of deployment. Maxi's retired from the session then, so Maxi thinks he's done it. Well, Maxi thinks he's done enough. Fireshot is on pole position. What a time there from Fireshot of 31.9. That is immense stuff from the Haas driver. So there's a Haas on pole position. It's not the championship. It's not a championship runner, is it? It is Fireshot. I'm sure Fireshot was on pole earlier on this season. But he definitely has a win, doesn't he? Fireshot does. He has one race win this season. Jonathan is back on track. That is a formidable time. I feel for Fireshot. Is anyone going to be able to beat it? That is the question. This is gonna. Oh, Jonathan there is. Did he cut the corner? He did cut the corner there. Jonathan has made another mistake in the racing point. It's not going too well at the moment for Jonathan. What about Grosey then? Grosey then is we're on board the Williams driver now. He is on it at the moment. Then in the Williams then, Grosey then number 19, of course, in Australia. Way back in Australia, of course, Grosey was driving for us. He had a phenomenal race, didn't he? Grosey was. It's a shame it didn't end too well, but he was up there in third position and really was showing some speed in the 2019 cars. And he's now coming at the back straight now then. We're on the final sector then. We've only got we've got 5 cars that set a time. No, of course, Laggy is not taking part in this qualifying session, unfortunately, because of issues that he is come up against in the second qualifying session. Now then is Grossi coming through the final corner now. He's out of deployment. He has lost a lot of power now, but is it enough? He's third fastest Grossi. That's a good time there for Grossi, just about 100th of a second in front of Nigel. So we've got a bit of a lot at the moment. Jonathan's just come in the pits as well then. So Stringy, Exile and Jonathan all on set of time. Fireshot is on pole position currently. This will be his first pole position in ALR, and I tell you what, this man is looking good here at the moment, isn't he? Can he get his second race win of his career? Unfortunately, I think the consistency has I think he has struggled for consistency this season because he's had 2 pole positions, but he has had 3 DNFs, hasn't he, in 7 races. So so if Fireshot could get some consistency, perhaps then this time next season he might be challenging. He might be the man challenging for a for the title. I think it's a bit too far back, isn't he? Fireshot is at the moment. Also, anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. But I think it's going to be almighty points win, because this is round 16 out of 21. So yes, we're almost at the end of the season, believe it or not. Remember, the new season starts on the 12th of January, season 3 does, so absolutely cracking stuff indeed. To be honest, I'm thinking about that, I'm not sure if I was meant to announce that or not, but oh dear. Anyway, yeah, so of course the new season, everyone knew there was going to be a 3rd season, but yeah, I think it'll be after Christmas now, of course, so yeah. I can't believe we're approaching Christmas as well this year. It's flown by, hasn't it? So talking of flying, we're about to get ready for another action-packed qualifying session. That means Grossi comes in the pits end, so that's going to be a splash and dash from Grossi. He needs to get some new boots on and get out there straight away if he wants another shot. Stringy is out there relatively early, so he's got the track all to himself at the moment. Well, no, he hasn't now, because Exile has joined him and Fisher has as well. So and to be honest, and there is Fisher in the background once again. I wonder if Fisher is hoping for a toe down that long straight. Then of course McLaren and Mercedes have been a partnership, haven't they, over the years, and they will be a partnership back in 2021 as well, which I must say, McLaren and Mercedes just sounds right, doesn't it? And Grant has just said, no, you won't, bro. I got your back. Excellent stuff. Oh God, someone else. So as Stringy then is as you can see then, just trying to get himself warmed up. There's a lot that goes on these outlaps. You just need to get the tires in preparation and all ready to go. Grossi is not going to be in this final part of qualifying, and so he is done for today. Maxi's done as well, and Laggy is not in it, so we've got 7 cars going for pole position. Fireshot could go for his first one. Fisher is already got a pole position, but Grossi hasn't. Nigel hasn't this season. Emerson hasn't. Stringy hasn't. Exile hasn't. And nor is Jonathan. Now we're going. So Stringy is coming the first man across the line. Let's go on board then with the McLaren driver as he now comes through the final corner, and away we go then. And now then you can see then coming up the gears then, you can see compromising the final corner, so you can get a good because you're going to be on the throttle for a very long time then. Look at this, we've been full throttle now for well over 15 seconds. Now he drops down then into 3rd gear then for the difficult turn 2 then. You could basically win it or lose it in that opening exchange of the lap, can't you? Now into turn 3 then. That's a turn 3 coming very difficult, especially in the later stages of the race. I tell you what, he's gone wide, Stringy has. Is that going to invalidate his time? He is. Stringy is. He's in the wall. He is done. Stringy, that was frustration. What a shame. We're going to carry on with Fisher now. I was about to say his teammate. We're going to carry on with Fisher now, and here he is. And in the Mercedes, he is got pole position. His first ever pole position and his first ever race win in Singapore last summer. Can he make it 2 for 2? Fisher is now. Of course, Fisher was a Sebastian Vettel-esque, wasn't he, when he first debuted? Of course, he was in all sorts of mischief, wasn't he, in the midfield? But now he's doing very good, isn't he? He's now at the front, isn't he? Can he get to his second pole position in? He needs to take off Fireshot. He needs a 3/10 for a second. Well, he needs a 2/10 for a second swing, doesn't he? He is. I think he was only a 10th up in the second sector. It's not looking good at the moment then. And then as they come out into the final couple of corners, then accelerating the way down nicely, and you can see it's gone very overcast then. Here we go then. Fisher is going the first one across the line. We've still got another 6 more cars then, and here he goes then. He's out for 319. Look at the top right hand corner. What has he done it? Yes, he has his pole position then for Fisher by 600ths of a second. What a time there from Fisher. Brilliant time indeed. Nigel is at 200ths down the moon. Exile has finished in 5th position. Good time there for Exile. Grillsy is still 3rd. That's a fantastic time for Grillsy. Emerson is only 8th. Emerson is only 8th. He is his time is done. Jonathan hasn't even said time in 9th position. Nigel comes across the line. Is he going to be able to improve? Nigel goes 3rd fastest. Brilliant stuff for Nigel. What about Fireshot? He is 602nd up. That is just enough. He is into the final corner. This is the last corner. What does he do? Has he got pole position? Yes, he has. His pole position for Fireshot, a 1:31.669. That's his first pole position of ALR. What a lap! Incredible stuff there from Fireshot. He takes pole position then for the Russian Grand Prix. That is his first pole position of his career then. Fantastic stuff there from Fireshot. Really, what a lap there. He pinched it just at the end there. Fisher and Fireshot, I tell you what, 31s, that's incredible time there, isn't it? Brilliant. Them two were on the limit. So just taking a quick look, like you said, yep, exactly what happened to me, frustration. And Jonathan also says shouldn't have been invalidated anyway. So yeah, a couple of guys there having issues with their invalidated lap. Stringy did as well, so did Laggy, and so did Jonathan. But Fireshot getting his first pole position of his career. Incredible stuff from the Haas driver. 2nd is Fisher. Nigel is 3rd. 4th position is Grillsy. Once again, right out there, Grillsy. He's showing some really good stuff. Exile in 5th position with Maxi in 6th position. Emerson, the championship leader, 7th position. Then 8th position is Stringy, and behind him is Jonathan, who is the closest challenger at the championship today. He is in 9th position. The other two championship rivals, challengers, is at 17th and 20th at the moment. This is an absolute perfect grade. If you lined them up, this is exactly how you would do it. And then X-Gamer said, GG Ryan. It was actually a really good lap there. Brilliant lap there from Fireshot. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed then. It's great for if you join us today. I'd like to hear your predictions. What are your thoughts? Who do you reckon is going to win? Is it going to be Fireshot that's going to take his 2nd career win? And the Fireshot has just said in the chat he didn't expect that. Well, I tell you what, that was a mega old lap there, wasn't it, from Fireshot? Can he get his 2nd win today? Can Fisher get his 2nd win today? What about Nigel? Of course, can he get his 2nd win as well? So there is the top 3 are aiming for their 2nd race wins of their career in ALR. Grows in full position, and he is I don't think he's never won a race in the ALR, but I tell you what, he is in prime position as well, in 4th position, because there's a longer drag down into from the start line to turn 2 it is. So that's the first major breaking point, is turn 2, not turn 1. Turn 1 is just a flat out king, but let's just hope they all get through that king. It can be very difficult sometimes. Then let's just take a look then of the grid from front to back then, and you can see there is there is only one man who has gone against the grain as on the hard compound tires. I'm going to come back and help him. That's new F1. On pole position then is Fireshot Ryan, his his first pole position of his career, aiming for his 2nd race win. Fisher is alongside him on row 1, and he's going for his 2nd career race win. He's on the medium tires as well. Nigel on the soft tires, so expect to see him lightning from 3rd position. Grillsy is in 4th position. Exile is in 5th with Maxi 6th. Those 3 guys are on the medium tires. Then we've got Emerson, who is on the soft tires in 7th position. Then he is the championship leader. There's a lot of pressure on it. Well, there's not. Well, Emerson does have a buffer though, with 32 points, doesn't he, as it stands? Stringy in 8th position on the medium tires. Jonathan is in 9th position on the medium tires as well. I think a bit disappointed with qualifying there. 10th position is Laggy there, invalidated his time, and then it all went, and then unfortunately damaged the car and was unable to return to qualifying for Q3, but he's on the soft tires. 11th position just in front of, just behind his teammate is Rocket Tony, making his debut tonight, the Irishman, in for Dan Murphy. He is 11th on the grid on the medium tire. UF1 in 12th position on the hard compound tire, so he is the only man on the hard tire. Let's see how that plays out. Steve in 13th position on the medium tires for the Williams. Then we got soft tires for Crazy Hitman in 14th, soft tires for Gamer in 15th position. Only a second race start for Gamer. Roscoe in 16th on the medium tires. Farf, one of the championship contenders, is down in 17th. He's selected the medium tires. Sam has gone for more an aggressive strategy. He's in 18th position on the soft tires. Gunnar in 19th position, starting his 30th race ace of ALR. A great milestone there from Gruner. And at 20th position is Granty. He is second at the moment in the championship. How can he navigate his way from the back of the field? Can he challenge Emerson later on in the race? Don't pull it past Granty. Don't pull it past Far Fever. They love coming from the back of the grid, don't they? And so then we're about to get ready to go racing then. Fireshot just said, I thought I messed it up. Well, and so there could have been more time on the table there from Fireshot. Now, how is this start going to get away then? As we're just on board then with a Granty then. Here he is, the man, second in the championship at the moment. What can he do? He needs to outscore Emerson surely here today, as we are counting down then to the end of the season. This is round 16 out of 21. There is not many more rounds to go. I think it's about 150 points on the table, I think. So that is still a lot. Well, that doesn't include the fast laps, does it? They've got 5 sets of lights wrong, and when they go out, we'll be racing in Sochi, and it is go. It is. I think it is go. It will be go. We're just waiting for it to go, and yeah, it's go. And of course it was all maxing out on revs there, and Fireshot has got it all Kaylee, and Crazy Man's already in front of Steelan as they come flying through turn 1. Then look, there's 3 abreast already, then as here they come then, and they're coming down into turn 2. This is where it's going to get really, really tasty indeed. There's a Williams fly, there's a McLaren Simon up the inside. That's a great manoeuvre there from Stringy. He's up into 5th position already. That's a brilliant time from Grilsey. Fireshot has done a brilliant for job. Granty is still at the back at the moment, so as they come through turn 3 then, so Fireshot leads Fisher second, Grilsey up the front position, but there's anyone's game behind. Look at it, Fireshot, and we got Max as well. Exile side on the inside of Emerson down to 8, Flaggy up at the 9th. Jonathan is dropped down to 10th position at the moment then, as they come into turn 4 then, and look at them all. Oh, Emerson's got white then, but he's alright in 8th position at the moment, as he is defending away, and Jonathan is on. Oh, Jonathan getting very, very, oh, he's on the outside then, and so is the Crazy Hitman. The Crazy Hitman's on a fantastic start. He's up 3 positions. Up 4 position is Sam. Whoa, what's that? I don't think it's anything, was it? I think I just in the corner of my eye, I thought something went off there. And then as they come down, then Grosey doing a great job in 3rd position. Then we've got Stringy, Nigel, Maxi, Exile, Emerson, Laggy, but then it's all going off here. Look at this, Jonathan the sandwich and Laggy and Hitman in the meeting, and now he's got up the inside. He's through. Oh my goodness me! And how have they all come through? Oh, we got yellow flags there because what's going on there? That's damage. That's a lot of damage there. It's Gunnar, isn't it? It is Gunnar. There's all sorts of damage going on there, and Steve going up the inside of that's a Red Bull front wing there as well, and Maxi's got a 3-second penalty then, and now we're on board with Steve. Then is that Gamer coming in the pits? Farf is coming in the pits as well. Oh blimey, and that's Steve there, Simon on the inside. Farf, Gamer and Gunnar are all in the pits then. I tell you what, apart from that was a very clean first lap. Oh my gosh, oh no, and that's a big blow there for Emerson, and Emerson is flown across the chicane there. I've been on his frustration there from Emerson. He has damaged the car. That's a big amount of damage as well for Emerson. I wonder if he got forced into the wall there. We had didn't have a very good look there. Sam is up into 11th position. Fantastic opening up there for Sam. He's flying through the field. This needs to come through the field like hot knife through butter. He's took the bollard off there. He's not keen on bollards today, is he? 7th position, Sam's up. This is incredible for what he's on the inside. He's taken 10th position. Look at them all. Oh my gosh. And somehow they're all still pointed in the right direction. My goodness me. UF1 is also in the battle as well then, and this is incredible stuff. Rocketoni in 14th position, then Roscoe in 15th. Oh my gosh, it's all kicking off here. Farf is in the pits. Emerson is dropping down the field. He has got damage. The championship leader has got damage in that Haas then, so he's on the back foot now. This is not good for Emerson there. I think we need a replay of that, but he hit the wall there. I'm not sure if he was forced into the wall there. Stringy is now behind Maxi. I've also got a Ferrari there. A Crazy Hitman that going on the outside. Not quite, but I think he's on the inside. Oh, very close there to Laggy as well. Brilliant. Absolutely fun. I tell you what, this has been. Oh, and he's solid on the inside. Emerson there is just battling away with Laggy again. Emerson is not giving up this, is he? This is a prime position. Grant, he's only in 60th position. He's in the pit, so Emerson is in the pits then, and that is a major blow for the champion, for the championship leader. And he's coming into the pits, and we're keeping an eye on what target is going on then as they come through the complete lap 2 then. We're on lap 3 then in this incredible race then. My goodness me. As I said earlier in the program, Sochi is not a very good race to watch on TV, but I tell you what, in league racing it's fantastic. And look at this, and up the inside, and look, Nigel's through, but now Gross is back through as well. He is back up into the 3rd position. Gross is having a fantastic race out there at the moment, isn't he? The gap at the front is 1 second. Is Nigel going to have a look, then come down to turn 4? Not quite. Roscoe's got a 3-second penalty. Then we have got Maxi in 5th, 6th is Stringy, XR 7th, Jonathan is in 8th position, 9th position is Sam. Sam has done a fantastic job, brilliant driving there from Sam, absolutely fantastic stuff. He has bounced back from that qualifying ban in spectacular fashion, hasn't he? Well done to Sam, big props from him today. He has done an absolutely beautiful job out there, hasn't he? As just getting a look back at the here, Nigel's now up into 3rd position, and Grillsy is now going to is now dropped down to 4th position. And this is the well, where is the closest battle on track? I do not know, to be honest. It's all over the show at the moment. Rocket Tony is the meat in the Renault sandwich at the moment in 13th position. Grand T-Boy is now in the 4th position. He's in front of the championship rival, and of his championship rival, which is Emerson. Roscoe 15th, Steve in 16th position, Farf is 17th. Look at that, 26 seconds adrift at the moment. Emerson is down in 18th position and behind his championship rival, Gamer 19th and Gooner in 20th position. And absolutely fantastic stuff. So on lap 4 then, race order. Far Shot is leading. 2nd position is Fisher with Nigel in 3rd position on the soft tyres. 4th position is Grillsy. 5th position is Maxi, sorry. 6th position is Stringy with 7th position is XR. We've got Jonathan in 8th position, and 9th position is Sam and Maggie. And look at this, as they're going side by side, going down into turn 2, and the Sam is still in front. And look at this, he's parking the car on the apex there. But Maggie's going to go on the outside. Is he? No, lovely shot here. But look, Sam is still on the inside then. But Maggie will have the inside to the next turn. No, he won't. Brilliant defending. Sam is on a mission today in the Mercedes. Brilliant driving there from Sam. Wow, fantastic stuff. Look in the background, look in the foreground now. Jonathan is having a lunge at XR there as well. This is where the action is at the moment. There's a bit of a queue for him behind us, Sam, at the moment. He's 3 seconds now away from Jonathan, but he's got a lot of speed in that Mercedes, and it's doing him a fine service indeed then. Roscoe's dropped back to 2 seconds behind him. XR is behind Jonathan, because Jonathan has just got in front and moved up into 7th position. He has indeed. So Jonathan there, who had a disappointing qualifying, but now then he is going to, now he's back up into 7th position, or is he? Because now XR there has come through down. Look, there's the McLaren in the racing pod also battling in the foreground as well. And XR is back up into 7th position. Jonathan has dropped back down to 8th position. Laggy is also through and in front of Sam. And Sam is going to go for the old switcheroo. He is going to go for the old switcheroo. Rocket Tony, and look at this in the background there. What is going on in the background? Oh no, Crazy Bob's in the wall. He's in the wall. He's in the wall then. And I think he must have got force wide there, and he has damaged the car. He is out of the race, Crazy Man is. And unfortunately, well, I suppose at least the AI put him into a safe place there, but retiring on the track is usually a big no-no. Steve's gone on the inside. Wow, good move there from Steve then. Crazy Man's there for session there. He was very disappointed with that, really, because I think he was really involved in some major battling there, wasn't he? So Laggy is now up to 9th position. Jonathan is battling with XR. He swooped on the outside. That's a great move there from Jonathan, isn't it? An absolutely fantastic move there from Jonathan. And he is now up into 7th position then. Maxi is battling with Stringy. He's on the inside. He is through. He has passed Stringy and moved up into 5th position. And Stringy dropping down to 6th then. Look in the background there. Oh, Laggy there getting a bit wild there. And Sam is having a look, but Laggy there has got the inside there. Has Laggy damaged the car? Because he's all of a sudden lost a lot of time, hasn't he, in the Ferrari? No, he hasn't. I think... no, he hasn't damaged the car. I think Sam is just really is looking on song at the moment, isn't he? Oh, and Maxi's on trouble. Maxi has, and oh no, and they've crashed into XR. XR's crashed into Maxi there, and oh, Maxi's got damage then, and oh dear, it's all going off here, and there's Crash with Staff in mode is on. I'll tell you what, it's certainly been Destruction Derby, hasn't it, in the opening couple of laps? We've only had one retiree so far. XR hasn't got any damage to the car, luckily enough, but Maxi, what a shame, he was on a fantastic drive. But look at this, the understeer he's getting because of the damage, is that is a big blow. Rocket Tony's got a 5-second penalty there for cutting a chicane there, so for cutting a corner there, so that's not good at all, is it? Granty is up into 11th position now then. Where is Emerson? He is still down in 17th position then. But they are only 20 seconds behind Studio now as Maxi comes into the pits, and Laggy is now into 8th position. Far Shot is now, and look, Fisher takes the lead. Fisher has taken the lead of the Russian Grand Prix, and I think that last time we looked, the gap was oh, Rocket Tony's gone. And Rocket Tony is out. I wonder if he retired because of issues going on, but Rocket Tony is out of the race. And that is a big blow indeed. But Fisher is leading. Second is Far Shot. Fisher going for his second race win in 2 races. Fantastic stuff indeed. Rocket Tony is left for session. And Maxi, there's all sorts going on here. Back on board then with Granty then, who is up in the 10th position. He is in the points. He has got some points then. Farf is now up to the 14th position. He's up to the 13th position with guys coming in the pits then. So, Sam is going off the track there, and he somehow keeps it out of the wall there. Blimey, it's all going off here today. As you can see, the battle in the front then is 6/10 of a second at the moment. And as Fisher has taken the lead, we missed that. Sorry about that. It's been all action, hasn't it? Here in Russia, and Sam is getting very leery, isn't it, on those soft compound tires? I wonder how long the soft tires are going to last. In this race, we've lost 2 returns, we've lost Crazy Man, and we have lost Rockatoni. So far, and I tell you what, after the damage and all the action we have seen here today, I'm surprised that we've only lost 2 drivers in this very eventful race. And Sam there, oh no, and they've made a bit of contact, and Granty there is just going to do the switcheroo there. He's lost a bit of time there, Granty has, and Sam there is still in front. I think Granty there just holding back, then he is taking a more reserved approach. Fisher is taking the lead, and now he's starting to pull away then, but Farshot is still in DRS range at the moment, so he can reel in the leader, but I think Fisher's really got the bit between his teeth at the moment, hasn't he, in the Mercedes? Tell you what, Fisher's looking very strong at this stage of the race. Granty has moved up into the 9th position before the DRS, but tell you what, Sam is having an absolutely inspiring race out there, isn't he? He has dropped down to 10th position at the moment, but he has been a great driver, hasn't he? Remember, Granty and Sam, that was the back row of the grid, and they've done a phenomenal job to. They've done a phenomenal job. Jonathan is now in the 5th position as well. Jonathan also doing a great job as well in the racing point out there. Farf is through as well, because we've got Steve in the pits, and he's on the hard tires, and so the soft tires didn't last too long at all. And now as Gamer is now coming up to the back of Roscoe as well, and there's Gunnar in the background as well. As there is all sorts going on in this race. So we've got 20 laps to go. No, we haven't. Farshot is gone. Where has he gone? Oh, he's gone straight on. Farshot has gone straight on. I think that looks to me that I reckon that's more frustration than anything else, because Farshot was on pole position. He has lost the lead, and now he is out of the race. So that is I think that's more frustration in the actual failures or anything like that from Farshot. But wow, that's a big blow, isn't it? So the pole sitter is out of the race then in this race, and what a shame then for Farshot then in this in this incredible Russian Grand Prix at the moment. Maxi is now all over the back of Farfen, and of course we do have yellow flags out there. It's very hard to get you. Oh no, Maxi's gone straight into the back of Farf, and that is he's damaged the car. I don't think he's damaged Farf's car race too much there, but I think he missed his braking point now, and now he's going to try and overtake Farfen. This is the battle for 11th and 10th position. And he's now at the inside, but Farfen's not going to let him through there, is he? And he is through and back up into 11th position then. So this is a good old battle, isn't it, between Farf and Farshot? But Farshot has damaged his front wing. He's sorry, not Farshot. I was reading Farshot's comment there. Farshot's left the session then. So Farf is now up into 11th position, and Maxi's come back in the pits. Emerson then is up in the 12th position then. So he has still got a chance to get some major points here today. Emerson is. So it's all about this today. It's days like these which really shows your championship material. Fisher is doing a good job in the first position. He's now got a 5-second gap after Farshot's retirement, with Nigel in second. It's on the soft tires, doing good stuff indeed. Grillsy's in third position, with Jonathan now only 9/10 of a second behind him. He is well within DRS rate. Well, he's a 10th of a second in DRS ring. So and he is catching on Grillsy then. So that Jonathan's done a great recovery drive from 9th to 4th. Really doing a good job indeed there. Granty's doing a phenomenal job there at the moment, and now he's going to go on the inside, isn't he? He's on the outside. I mean, he is on the outside. He takes 7th position, and he is 20th on the grid, up to 7th in the matter of 8 laps for Granty. This is an inspired performance there from the Renault driver. He is on a mission today, isn't he? With his championship rival Emerson having a bit of a difficult day today. Granty is trying to get himself back in the hunt. Laggy is in the pits, and so Laggy, I think, is the first scheduled stopper, I believe, apart from Steve actually, to go on to the what tires am I thinking? That was scheduled stop to get rid of those soft compound tires. Look at this end hill. This is going to get a juicy battle, isn't it? On board then with Jonathan, and look, Nigel's under a lot of pressure all of a sudden. He really is under pressure. This is incredible stuff, isn't it? As you can see then, Nigel's tires have just fallen off a cliff, haven't they? Sam's in the pits as well, so Laggy and Sam are both on, well, they're on different strategies. So Sam's got on the medium tires, Laggy is on the hard compound tires, so Laggy wants to go to the end of the race. Let's see what that does then. As Farf has now moved out to 10th position. This is the look, Nigel's tires, and he's done 8 laps on those soft tires. I think they've had its day. They have had its day, and I think because of that, Grillsy is now all over the back of him as well. Of course, Nigel, of course, the defending champion, is under a lot of pressure now, isn't he? Fisher is not just walking away at the moment. He is 6.4 seconds in front. When Fisher is in a mood like this, he is very difficult to catch, isn't he? He's doing a phenomenal job in the Mercedes, a really good job indeed. But now here comes Grillsy, and he's going to go on the outside of Nigel, coming into as he he's got on the outside. No, he's on the outside. He's moved. That's a move and a half there from Grillsy. Oh, and then because Nigel's coming back at him, and I was like, oh, but now he's going to go on the inside. Oh, brilliant driving from all those guys. No contact, no nothing. Absolutely fantastic. Fair play to both those guys. And Nigel is staying out though. Nigel is staying out. I wonder if that's a mistake there from Nigel, because look at this. He's losing time hand over fist now over Fisher on those soft tires, but maybe he's all thinking about the strategy. Now then, Grillsy needs to get by as quickly as possible, because Jonathan is now all over his gearbox as well. Exiles is now also all over the back of a string in the battle for 5th and 6th position, and look at them coming down into turn 2, and Jonathan's going to have a look. Jonathan is going to have a look. No, yeah, but Grillsy's through and up into, oh yeah, no, and Jonathan's going to go on the inside. That's amazing. Hey, Jonathan has just taken both of them. What a move there for Jonathan. That's a fantastic move for Jonathan. They were battling amongst themselves. That's an absolutely outstanding move there from Jonathan, and he is now up into 2nd position. Wow, good stuff indeed. Brilliant stuff indeed. So Jonathan there just mugged the both of them whilst they was battling amongst themselves. Nigel in a Grillsy, and Jonathan's just gone through and taken 2nd position. Then now has he got the pace to get after Fisher? Now this is what's going to be really interesting indeed. I think Jonathan was probably quicker than what he should have been. Now then, can he get himself back up? And Emerson is in front of Sam there. Sam there was recovering there, or I think it looked like he was recovering anyway. But yeah, Sam has dropped down a second now. Emerson is now up into 11th position then, on board then with Sam, and he is having an inspired race today, isn't he? And look at this, he has now got the momentum. He's going to go on the outside. Gamer and Steve are battling his way as well. He's going to go on the outside. He is on the outside. That's a fantastic move there from Sam. We've had 2 splendid moves in the matter of a couple of corners. That is incredible stuff from Sam. I tell you what, I think we've got full driver. Oh no! Oh my goodness me! Sam has got into the wall and he has damaged the car. And I think Emerson's damaged the car as well, has he? No, he hasn't. Well, I'll tell you what, that front wing is made of steel. But Sam is out of the race. He went too wide and he's just made an inspired move. And he's unfortunately, and in comes this Alfa Romeo team, and unfortunately he is out of the race. He's had an incredible race today, and that's come to naught in the end. Exile's now alongside, or was alongside a string as well. Look who's in the background. That's Grant up into 6. Incredible stuff. Look at this then. They come down to turn 4 now then. So as Stringy is in front of Exile, in front of Granty. I can't believe how that Haas didn't get a damage there. Emerson, I tell you what, they build them strong in the USA, in the old USA, don't they? That's fantastic. Fantastic bit of steel work there for the Haas team. Unfortunately for Sam, he drove a superb race today. I think that he might get, well, he's definitely got my vote for overtaking the season. That's an incredible move there. I don't know, because we got 2 overtakes of the season, I think, in this race. I think Jonathan on a Grillsy and Nigel was absolutely splendid as well. So incredible stuff. We got Gamer and Steve, who are battling tooth and nail around turn 3. And look at this, he's gonna go on the inside, is he? But Steve's got the inside for the next turn of 4. Gamer's gonna go on the outside. He's having a look, and Steve is just about oh no, they're in the wall. And then Steve is out of the race. Gamer carries on, but that is not good at all. And unfortunately, Gamer has damaged the car, and I think but unfortunately for Steve, he is out of this Russian Grand Prix. Wow, we've got incidents galore. I have a feeling that Nosey and Murphy are going to be very busy after this race, as we're coming up to complete lap 11 now, and what a shame for Steve. What a shame indeed then. And Gamer then, who's in his 2nd race, and really, he's having his first race. He was very impressive, wasn't he? Unfortunately, he made a mistake on the opening couple of laps in here today. I think yeah, what a shame then. And now then, as he comes up the inside of XR, he is at the inside, Stringy I should say, he is, but no, it's Stringy that's got the outside, but it's XR going back on board, then Roscoe's out, Roscoe is out of the race as well, we'll come out and submit because I don't know where to look, XR's up the inside, he is up the inside, he takes it, does he? No, the Stringy there still kept the position, and this is hurting, whilst all this battling is going on, this is hurting guys like XR and Grant at the moment. Wow, virtual safety car. So we've got a virtual safety car, which I think is for Roscoe's accident. Just on board then is Steve's F session as well. So Roscoe and Steve both out of the race. 14 cars are left with just 12 laps to go. It's been a very difficult race, hasn't it, for several drivers then out there. Let me just catch up on the old chat, shall we? Fire shot converted crasher south, should have won but had tyres ruined it, deserved to win, stupid track. So that was a bit of a shame then, and we got a bit of 50 cuts between himself and Chris Butler. As Doris is back in it, and we're back racing again then. Of course, Chris Butler there, recall saying that, of course, is a big fan of Fisher. I tell you what, towards Fisher is an impressive driver, isn't he? He's fantastic, isn't he? Really is. And of course, he's 8 seconds in front of Jonathan at the moment. Fisher, of course, going for a second race win in 2 races in ALR. Fantastic stuff from Fisher. He really is going to be a man for the future to watch, isn't he, next season? But of course, we still got this season, and remember, the man who's actually fighting in the championship this season is this man here, in the yellow rocket, and that is Granty in 6th position from 20th on the grid up to 6th again. Absolutely, just like in Belgium where he was flying through the field as well. Look at this, he's got so much more grip, hasn't he? So much more confidence. He's through, is he? No, because XL is now back in front of him as well. I'm back up into 5th position, but look at this, they come down to turn 4. Granty is up into 5th position, passes XR and moves up into 5th position. Oh, lovely stuff indeed then. So the gap at the front is Yo-Yo in between 7.7 seconds and 8 seconds, well 7.5 seconds and 8 seconds at the moment. So Fisher and Jonathan, looks like they're going to have a duel between themselves certainly in terms of time. I think that unfortunately Jonathan is a bit too far back. Grillsy on a fantastic race in 3rd position. 4th position is Stringy, having an absolutely splendid race, having a splendid battle as well, isn't he? And now then is now Grant is going to go on the inside. He is on the inside. No, he's on the outside. I keep going wrong about that. You know. Oh, not sure I've never Granty. Got a bit of scrum on there. And now Exil's at the inside as well. Where is Granty? Granty is there. He is still in 5th position. Exile is trying to go for for more of an acute angle. And well, the job was done, but I wonder if he got on the power, and then he had to get out of the power there. So but Granty does have will have DRS this time around. Look at Stringy there, really struggling, isn't he? But he's doing a fantastic job in the 4th position, isn't he? And now then, as you can see, UF1 is now catching as well. He isn't too far back, is he, on the hard tyre? Granty's going to go on the outside. He's sticking on the racing line. XL is, Stringy is, there's XL as well. Stringy now down to 5th position. XL is 6th position. UF1 is just behind him as well. And Granty's on the pole in a run out of turn 2 then. And this is going to allow Stringy then. We're on board then with Stringy. Is he going to have a look? No, not quite. And that's it then. Or is it? It is it. Granty now, he's 5 seconds behind at Grills. These guys have been battling away, aren't they? We're on lap 14. When are they going to come in the pits then? Of course, all the guys on the soft tyres have already come in the pits and now prone on a set of medium or hard tyres. Laggy's on the hard tyres. And he will hope to go to the end of the race. I think it's and Maxi has done a similar thing there and down in 13th position then. Oh my goodness. And XL are getting very leery in the Toro Rosso. Remember, Toro Rosso are currently leading the ALR Constructors Championship at the moment, aren't they? Unfortunately, Roscoe is out. In terms of the top scoring team at the moment, it's actually Renault, which I think at this state of play at the moment will lead the Constructors Championship. The Renault team will. So fantastic stuff indeed then. So Fisher leads now 8.5 seconds. I think Jonathan's had a messy lap or two there, hasn't he? So he's dropped well behind Fisher. Grillsy is in 3rd position. Fantastic drive from Grillsy today. Can he keep it? He's got a hard charging Granty, who is flying in 4th position, with a Stringy in 5th and Exile in 6th position. New F1 is in 7th position there. A great drive for New F1 as well. Remember, he started 12th on the grid. He's up to 7th. Well done. Nigel in 8th position. Granty just at the fast lap of the race, then also him for that bonus point as well. Emerson is still out the points at the moment in the Hasen, and Farfen, who is also was near the back of the grid, he is now up into 10th position. Oh, getting very close to the wall there. Laggy's got a 3-second penalty there. I'll tell you what, Laggy and Sam had an epic battle, didn't he? Laggy does seem to be involved in a lot of epic battles, doesn't he, the Ferrari driver? And oh, Maxi's gone. Maxi has gone in the race, and I'm wondering, is it the same place as where Sam went off? You can see that the tyres are really degraded. I think, oh, it's just on the inside then. So a similar corner there, and look, that car is sticking out there. There's the race leader there just coming through as well, but blimey, that's not really what you want to be seeing, is it? As you can see, Farf is too far back at the moment, isn't he? Farf he's used a lot of errors, hasn't he, in that Red Bull. As Maxi's left the session as well, so unfortunate error for Maxi. Some of the top qualifiers, listen to these retirements. We've had Crazy Hitman, Rocket Tony, Fireshot, Sam, and we've got a safety car. We got a safety car in this race then. So who is going to roll the dice then? Unfortunately, I think the only, I wonder if Damon might, well, he's just coming to the pits, hasn't he, on the set of medium tyres. I wonder if he might throw on a set of hard tyres and go to the end then. We're on board with Gamer. I think, is this an opportune time? It is an opportune time. Fisher's coming into the pits then, and he's going to change onto the hard tyres, I believe then. So the medium to hard tyres then, I think, is going to go on then. It's too early for the soft tyre, surely. Jonathan's following suit, as is Grillsy, so this I think is absolutely perfect then. So Maxi has really helped the leaders here, haven't they? He's done a superlative job then, and look at them all streaming into the pits then. And I think this is a shame for Nigel. I think Nigel's going to be one of the Fisher's on the soft tyres. So Fisher's going to the soft tyres, and that's an interesting development, isn't it? Do you think? Well, we are over half distance, so maybe 11 laps on the soft tyres. Jonathan is as well. So they're all coming in on the soft tyres, and Williams on the soft tyres as well. Grant is on the soft. They're all going on the soft tyre. So then, this is really good stuff indeed, isn't it? As Granty coming out, and where's Nigel? Nigel's coming through now then, but of course then he has to stick to a Delta. Those guys in the pits then, and you see Nigel's now having a fourth position. He is in fourth position, and he is behind Grillsy, but he's in front of Granty, stringing in sixth. Exile on seventh then. UF1 is coming out in eighth position then. Laggy is in the pits then, and so is Farf as well. So everyone is taking this opportunity to come into the pits then. I just want to say now we're going to have a sprint race right to the end then, so this is going to be all go. As you can see on the Ferrari of Laggy in the pits on the soft tyres. Farf is, I think, serving a penalty, so he is serving a penalty then, so that's good stuff. And look, now he's getting held up by Emerson then. So he's coming out of the pits now. Farf is still in 10th position then in the Red Bull. Emerson in the pits as well. Gunnar in the pits. I think the Gamer probably should have come in the pits last time, actually, really, because everyone is now on the soft tyres, apart from Nigel, who is on the medium compound tyre, and he is going to be a sit and duck, I think, once this safety car comes in then. So we're on lap 16 then of this enthralling Grand Prix. As Gunnar has come out on the medium compound tyre, as has Emerson as well. If they ran out of medium soft compound tyres, it might be an inspired move there. We never know. Gamer now coming up into 12th position then in the Alfa Romeo then, and so is Gunnar now in 13th position then. So then let's just take stock of this race then. Everyone is on the soft compound tyre, apart from Nigel, who's done 5 laps on the medium tyres. Is he going to be a sitting duck? Also on the medium tyres is Emerson and also Gunnar as well. Gamer is on the similar strategy then to Nigel in terms of the soft compound tyre then. Wow, so we've got a 10 lap race to the finish now then. Who is I tell you what, that safety car has broken this race up absolutely beautifully, hasn't it? And it's really put Fisher under a lot of pressure, hasn't it? Can Jonathan win from, I think he was 9th on the grid, wasn't he? This is an incredible drive from Jonathan. Granty from 20th on the grid up into 5th position. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Grills has had an inspired race in the Williams, and Fisher there is and Fisher there has been very much in control up until the safety car, hasn't he? In the past he has been robbed of race wins in the safety car in other divisions, so hopefully this hasn't robbed him as well, but it's definitely made it a lot harder now. It's definitely made Nigel's job of strategy a lot harder now as well, hasn't it? Of course Nigel was on the soft tyre to begin with, wasn't he? He swapped to the medium tyre, and now unfortunately he's out of sync, so it's going to be a very much a very difficult time there for from Nigel Mo. This has also helped Emerson as well, I think, as also far from Emerson as well, because they're challenging for their, of course, Emerson is one of the championship leaders. Unfortunately, it's getting nil points at the moment. Emerson is, so can he get himself back into points, getting himself some points into salvage? Well, it's been a very difficult race, isn't it, for the very difficult event, isn't it, for the championship leader? It's very much game on, isn't it, in this final race stage of this race then, with 10 laps to go. Wow. Well, I'm glad we've got a safety car, to be honest. So I don't think Fisher is it. I don't think Fisher or Nigel are though, but it gives us a bit of a break then. So then we've got 13 cars left out of the 20 that started. We got Crazy Hitman who retired. We had Rocket Tony out. We got Far Shot with Sam out as well. Sam had one of the best starts you'll see. It was incredible driving from Sam. He fought his way up from the 91 on the grid right up into the fringes of the points. Brilliant driving there from Sam. Steve and Roscoe both out of the race as well in 15th and 16th position, and Maxi are the man I think the man who's also out as well. So then Gunnar is just going to pits, and he's 11th at 13th position. Gamer 12th position, and Emerson in 11th position. They're all on the medium tyre, they are. So I'm wondering if they just didn't have any fresh set of soft tyres. I must admit, I thought it was going to go to a hard tyre. Safety car is in the end of this lap, man. So here we go. This is going to be fast and furious, and coming into the end of this race. Fisher takes over as the de facto safety car, and here comes car 13 then. Now this is going to get very interesting indeed then. So he's gone after. There's no DRS then. There's a laggy there. It's getting really on with it. He wants to get on with it, doesn't he? Laggy in 9th position. Cool. So everyone is on the same strategy now, apart from Nigel. Oh no, and that's contact at the back. There is contact at the back. The Gamer has gone to the back of Emerson. He's damaged the car. And now, when is Fisher going to drop the hammer? He has dropped the hammer. It is go, and we're back racing here in Sochi. And let's go and look, Farshot and Farf is all over alongside him, already alongside the Ferrari. Oh, he was, but Emerson's also alongside him as well as they come down into turn 2. And look at this. This is going to get very, very interesting. Look at them. They're 3 abreast going down into turn 2. And Emerson. Oh no, Emerson. There is a bit of contact there. Is he damaged? I think Emerson's alright, because I got to say that Haas is very strong. He's in the walls at the moment. Nigel's dropped out of 5th position then. Is he got by, or is who is it? It's Granty. Oh, 3 second penalty for Emerson as well. And Laggy's still up in 9th position. But oh my goodness, what a move out from UF1. He is now battling with XL. XL's dropped down to 8th position. We also see them. Oh my gosh, and Laggy's also getting involved in there as well, and he's through as well. It's Laggy's up in 8th position. XL in 9th position. But look at that, Farf just muscling his way through then. Oh, but XL's not giving up there, is he? XL's having the pole inside in the safety car. Oh dear, and they've come together. It was getting a bit fast and furious there, a bit frantic, and XL's dropped down to 12th position then. Emerson now up to a point there, so I think that any points are helpful here. At the moment, Fisher is starting to pull it away then. He's at 9th second. Frank Grilsey is under pressure from Grant. He's stringing down 5th position. Nigel is defending for all his worth because he is on the medium tyre whilst everyone else is on the soft tyre. And that Lai there is really going for it, isn't he? But new F1 there is going to go on the inside into turn 17. He is through and up into 6th position then. Fisher sets the fast out of the race then. So I think he's taking that away from Granty. And now they come through them on lap 19 then. Look at them all bunching up. XL then dropping down the 13th position after a collision with Farf. Farf is in 9th position then. No, Nigel there, he's dropping back then. Of course, he's the only one on the medium tyre. I wonder if it was worth a risk of just cutting in the pits and throwing on a set of soft tyres. But of course it's easier to say that now, isn't it? Jonathan is now starting to match Fisher. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? I'm looking forward to this. This is an absolutely cracking battle, isn't it? At the front, just on board with Laggy Racer, been the star of Russia, hasn't he? Really he's been battling tooth and nail, hasn't he? For everything in this race. Granty is all over the back of Grilsey. Grilsey has drove a stupendous race today in the Williams. He really has. He's been incredibly incredibly consistent. Grilsey has really impressive stuff. But unfortunately, he's got Granty all over the back, all over his gearbox. Now Granty can see a podium from 20th on the grid, up in the third. As I was saying earlier, it's days like these that really show your championship worth, doesn't it? I was saying that about Emerson. Unfortunately, Emerson is down in 10th position though, and he's really struggling. Farf is now all over the back of Laggy. Laggy's all over the back of Nigel as well. Let's have a look at this. I think this is going to get very tasty indeed. It is very tasty indeed. Laggy's having a look on the inside. Too far back there. Oh no! Farf has touched Laggy. Laggy's gone around. Oh, and he just gets in front. And oh my gosh! And Gunnar somehow somehow avoids Laggy there, and a very good reaction there from Gunnar. Yeah, Farf just tipped to Laggy around there, unfortunately, and DRS has been enabled. DRS has been enabled, and Jonathan is now all over the back of Fisher then, and here we go, and look, Laggy's got a 3-second penalty, and that's a shame for Laggy. He was doing a good race there, unfortunately got tipped around, but you can see Fisher's got a very quick car, hasn't he? A very super car, but what about Grant? He's going to go on the outside. Is he Grillsy? He takes, no he doesn't. Grillsy's got a brilliant brake pedal, fantastic stuff. And Grillsy, oh, Farf is now up into, oh yeah, is he? He is up into 7th position. Laggy and Gunnar are also bound. Oh, Laggy's gone slightly, it's gone straight on there. And Exile is also having a look as well. Gunnar, Laggy and Exile battling for the final points here at the moment. Laggy is in possession of them at the moment. But, oh, and Exile there. Well, Exile has gone into the back of Gunnar there. And damaged the car, unfortunately. He's damaged his front wing. He is going to have awful understeer now, isn't he? I know, but Gunnar there is still under pressure from Laggy at the moment. I don't know who to watch. There's the battle for lead. Here's the battle for second. And look, because Grillsy there's a bit of a train before we're now behind Grillsy, because Granty is now under pressure from Stringy and New F1. Farfair is still there and is still in the background as well. And Emerson is 2 seconds behind Nigel. You see that the soft tyres hasn't really worked very well, has it, for sorry, the medium tyres haven't worked very well, has it, for Nigel or Emerson at this moment in time. It might work for Gunnar, because Gunnar is up the inside. He is through past Laggy, and he is now up into 10th position. But Laggy is not giving up there. He's going on the outside. Oh, I thought he was going to run out of rope there. But yeah, Gunnar making a great move there. He is up in the 10th position. Gunnar he's doing a fantastic drive. Remember, Gunnar was out of qualifying, wasn't he? Remember, this is his 30th race start, Gunnar, and he is having an inspired race. Laggy having a lunge at the half there. So that's a great move from Laggy, I've got to say. Really impressive stuff there. Gunnar has gone wide. Oh, Gunnar's gone wide. He has gone wide. He's hit the wall. That's the commentator's curse. I'm sorry, Gunnar. And unfortunately, he's dropped down into 13th position. And you can see back in front, and Granty has taken third position away from Grillsy. Grillsy has, well, that's a shame, isn't it, from Grillsy's point of view. He's had a fantastic race, Grillsy has, and he's really had an impressive race. Granty is up in the third position. Then how far can he go? Emerson's only getting 2 points today, so the championship battle is going to be shrinking right down. Then Farf is in 7th position at the moment. He's also in the battle as well, as is Jonathan, who is he gains a lot in the stringy there. I thought he was going off, and I thought he was going to slide off the track then. And he's got off there again then, and really pushing on to try and get in front of Grillsy, isn't he? Because this is such a cruel blow for Grillsy. His pace has been so good, very consistent over the race. Now Stringy's up the inside. He takes 4th position away from Grillsy, or does he? No, because Grillsy is coming back at him. He is fighting tooth and nail. He is not going to He's not going to get overtaken that easily. And Grillsy is still in 4th position, still having a cracking race. Back on board Grillsy then, but Stringy has the inside. No, Grillsy, but a strong arm touches there from Grillsy. And we've now got Renault and a McLaren battling tooth and nail then for 5th and 6th position then. Oh my goodness. As Jonathan there is in DRS zone. Granty is dropped to 3 seconds away at the moment. Granty is in 3rd position, and I wondered if he likes driving today, doesn't he? Farf in the background now is 2 seconds back. Farf hasn't really had the pace, has he? He's living in clear air, but he hasn't really done much with it. And whoa, and that was a very late move there from Stringy, and wow, he has spun the car, and he is facing the wrong way, and wow, that's a shame now for Stringy. And he is well, hopefully he can get himself going again. He's a 3-second penalty for both the Stringy there is just trying to get himself back going. What a shame for Stringy there, because he was battling for 4th and 5th there, and it's counting out. And you can see there's the battle for the lead then. This is the closest battle on track now between Jonathan and Fisher. This is a great battle, isn't it? Oh, Granty's got a 3-second penalty. What is that going to cost him the podium? Because I don't think Grillsy has many penalties out there. This is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it, as they come into the final stage of the Russian Grand Prix. Here is Fisher, here is Jonathan, then they're all. This is going as a Stringy's got a 3-second penalty. That's a shame there for Stringy. Exile is back in the points then. Gamer just outside the points in 11th position, and Gunnar in 12th position. Well, of course, Gunnar up until where commentator Kirsten was doing a great job, wasn't he? Rose is under a lot of pressure now from UF1, who's now moved his way up into 5th position then. Yellow flag in 2 as Stringy is out of the race, unfortunately. That is only his second DNF of his ALR career. Coming through, Jonathan there taking a bit of a liberties there with the final corner, but are on board then with the British Italian driver then, and you can see then tell you what, Fisher has got an awful lot of speed, hasn't he? And that Mercedes. Fisher is going for his second race win in 2 races here in ALR, and I tell you what, this has been one he's definitely earned. In Singapore he was absolutely flawless, but here today he's really been battling on. Grant has dropped back now. He's now 4 seconds away, so I think that Grant just needs to gain as much time over his Grilsey as possible, doesn't he? It's because I think he has got a penalty at the moment, hasn't he? Grilsey there going slightly wide, but that's all right. You see, it's very close, isn't it? To be honest, we're on tenterhooks here, isn't we? Farf is now in 6th position, then Nigel is 7th with Emerson in 8th position then. So Emerson is clawing back as many points as he can at the moment. Down to 12 cars then left in this race. Jonathan in the second sector is much quicker than Fisher, isn't he? But Fisher, he's got a very slippery car, hasn't he, on the back straight, and that's where he needs to be quick. That's where he needs to be quick then. So Fisher going for his second race win within 2 races in ALR. I would say in 2 weeks, but of course we had a break, didn't we? And look at this, and this new F1 is now gaining on Grilsey as he's coming down into it, and Grilsey there. Oh, Grilsey there. He looks like he was struggling to turn in the car there. And new F1 is up into 4th position. Fantastic driving from new F1. Renault are having a splendid day, and this will mean that they will take the lead in the Constructors' Championship. And I think that they have done a superb job, haven't they? Jonathan there is again in DRS, but again, look at this. Look, before they get to DRS, Jonathan loses about 1/10 and a half, doesn't he? And that 1/10 and a half is really helping Fisher there, isn't he? Because look, he's too far back. The DRS is not long enough, believe it or not. And there's Grant in the background. He is now starting to turn up the heat, then, hasn't he? UF1 is now up in 4th position, and 5th position is Grilsey. He's been so good, hasn't he, today, Grilsey? What a shame. On board them with Farford. Farford's had a very difficult time, but he's still in the points then, and every point helps. And of course he is gaining points over Emerson as well, but he needs to gain more than this, doesn't he, if he wants to keep himself in the championship. And of course we're talking about the championship a lot, as we're on round 16 out of 21. This is the business end of the season now. This is where squeaky bum time, isn't it, for these drivers, and in terms of getting the points they need. Let's take a look at the back of the front then. So this is look at this, and Fisher and Jonathan battling away. Jonathan, of course, has had a race win this season, so does Fisher as well. Both of these two have got 1 apiece. So who is going to get the second race win? Is it going to be Fisher? Is it going to be Jonathan then? We're in the twilight of this race now. We've got Grilsey is hanging on to UF1 very gamely indeed then. This, I think, is the sole remaining battle. Well, it's 4th and 5th, and 1st and 2nd are the sole remaining battles then. Well, Laggy Racer is also starting to become very interested in Emerson, so Emerson's day could potentially get from bad to worse today. But he's just got to keep it calm with just 3 more laps to go then of here in Sochi. Of course, Granty there still keeping tabs there. And there is the render there. I think Granty might be driver of the day, to be honest. He's had a fantastic drive, hasn't he, from 20th on the grid up into 3rd position. Of course, so I'm not sure about penalties there, but potentially could get a lot better for Granty as well. So I know that Fisher and Jonathan definitely have penalties, so does Granty, but I wonder how many penalties they have. Well, it's just 3 seconds is exactly the gap is now. Gross is doing a great job, hasn't he? Also, he's turned up the wick on that Williams, hasn't he? Because he's really he's hanging on gamely now to new F1 in a 4th and 5th position. Farf is a second back, he's dropping back at the moment. Laggy is now he's a 3/10 away from being in DRS range of Emerson as well. And Exile is in 10th position. Of course, Exile did get, I think Exile got a bit tasty, didn't it, on the start there, and the same with Laggy as well. Laggy, I think, would have been in around 6th position really if him and Farf didn't come together. So that's a shame. Jonathan's had a very messy second sector there, hasn't he? I think because he's dropped back to 1.5 seconds now from Fisher, as we now come into the final stages of the Russian Grand Prix. And again, look, there's Granty in the background there. 2.5 seconds separates himself and Jonathan. And so Granty, I'm wondering, is Jonathan pushed his tyres too hard, because he is look at this, he's out of DRS zone now of he's now DRS now. Fisher is now 2 laps away from getting his second race win of ALR in a fantastic start indeed. There, it was a good old battle between himself and Fireshot at the beginning there, but Fireshot blames the tires and had an issue there, which is a shame there for Fireshot because he got in pole position, didn't he? That was his first pole position of the season at Fireshot, but unfortunately it didn't come good in the end of it. Laggy Racer is really pushing on now. We're on board with Laggy there once again in the Ferrari. Jonathan has got a 3-second penalty there. That might cost him second position here. He is really pushing on, isn't he, Jonathan? Laggy then, we're on board with Laggy then. He is wow within DRS, as is Grillsy as well. Nigel's got a 3-second penalty. Look, we've got penalties galore all of a sudden. Farf has also got a penalty as well. So this could, remember, it's all about being race clean. Remember, we've had a couple of races in the past, haven't we, where clean races are just where drivers have kept the penalties to a minimum, have really jumped up a couple of spots. And so Laggy there can see his target, can see Emerson. Remember, Emerson is Emerson was in the wall. Well, I'm not sure if he was forced in the wall or not earlier on, but that really put pay. And I'm surprised. Grillsy's dropped behind. Farf is in front. Yellow flag in 1 and 2 because Gunar's gone. And Farf has moved up into 5th position then. So Farf is getting some more points then behind. I'm not sure what happened to Grillsy, but Farf has moved up into 5th position. And that's exactly what Farf needed, wasn't it? And Farf, this is one of his better races. This race. Fisher's on the follow lap. Granty is only 1.5 seconds away and Gunnar is left for session there. Gunnar there, well, he was almost on course for some points there. We've got 11 cars left, and now the 20 that started. A Gamer is 8 seconds away from his first points of his career, but I think that might be too much of an ask there on the final lap then. Grillsy is gaining on a Farf, but I think he's too far back. I don't think Laggy's too far back. No, he ain't. Look at him. Look at this. He's gaining. Emerson is going to go on the. Well, he's going in the middle. Trying over to Laggy. Is Chosy inside. Oh my gosh! And that's contact. Laggy has gone into the side of him, and that is an Emerson there getting punted around. Luckily, he is he's far in front of Exile, but. I feel that, yeah, that was a bit of a, wonder if it's daylight in the dollar short from Laggy, but he's up in the 3rd position now. Emerson also getting a 3-second penalty as well. Very tough day for Emerson, isn't it? I think, I'm not sure what happened, when he got forced into the wall in turn 2, just coming out of turn 1, but somehow that Haas car is as strong as a Nox, so isn't it? Because, oh my gosh, how his car did not get terminally damaged when it hit Sam was unbelievable. Anyway, but look in the back, and there's Jonathan. Oh, and Jonathan, I think, has tapped the wall. Has he? No, he hasn't. He's all right. Fisher comes around the final corner and he wins his 2nd race win of his ALR career. Fantastic. Jonathan is 2nd. No, he ain't. Granty is 2nd. He is a pinch 2nd position away from Jonathan. Jonathan is 3rd in the end then for the racing point. Granty has had the best race of his career, has he, in ALR, I'd say. Brilliant driving. Grillsy in 6th position. Nigel coming through to finish. No, Grillsy finishes 7th in the end because Nigel is 6th. Grillsy is 7th. Laggy comes through into 8th position. Emerson, the championship leader, on a difficult day in 9th position. Exile is in 8th position. Exile, keeping it clean, is 8th. 9th is Laggy. Emerson is only 10th. Oh, and it's and I think that says he's got a Gamer in 11th position. And well, and Granty there, I think he's absolutely buzzing. 20th on the grid to 2nd. What a drive there from Granty. An impressive drive from Granty. Fantastic stuff. Oh, I'm going to need to lie down. But before I even have a lie down, let's just take a look at the winner rostrum, which is a MotoGP reference. So I don't know why I said that. It's the winner's podium then, shall we? And there is Fisher there, taking his 2nd race win in 2 races in ALR. Wow, that's an impressive win as well, isn't it, from Fisher? Really, of course, Fisher and Grant do know each other quite well, don't they? From other series, and to us, it's kind of a familiar sight to see both of them up there on the podium. But Granty from 20th on the grid to 2nd was an absolutely outstanding drive, really was. 3rd position was Jonathan, and you can see that. And you can see then this is let's just take a final look at the classification, shall we? Fisher from second on the grid to win the race. Granty from 20th on the grid up into second position. Fantastic stuff. Jonathan from ninth position up to an incredible third position. Absolutely stunning stuff. Obviously, no one liked their grid slots today. New F1 in fourth position with Far from fifth. Sixth is Nigel Grillsy in seventh. Exile took eighth then. Laggy in ninth position. Emerson in 10th position. And Gamer was the final classified runner in 11th position. Wow, what an incredible race that was. And I have got the podium drivers with me now. And firstly, let's start off with the race winner, shall we? Fisher, 2 and 2. Fantastic stuff. You're really becoming on form now in the later stages of the race. And it was an incredible fight to begin with. But talk us through the first stint. Lost for words. Well, hopefully we'll come on to Fisher in a minute then. Let's go the other way around then, shall we? Jonathan, I tell you what, I think you, by the sounds of it, you're pleasantly happy with for a position in the end from ninth on the grid. You disappointed you didn't get second in the end?
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, but I had too many penalties and credit to Granty from 20th on the grid to second. It's a really good job. So well done to Granty and well done to Fisher for winning the race as well.
Absolutely splendid stuff. My maths is awful, so we'll keep an eye on the Facebook pages, everyone, for the up-to-date championship. But yeah, Emerson had a bit of a nightmare out there today. So I think you took 14 points off Emerson. It's still a long shot for you to go for the title, but it's taking every race as it comes.
It's not over till it's over. If by say Mexico, for example, then I'm out, then I'll just concentrate on doing the best that I can to stay in the top 4, maybe 3. But yeah.
And at the end, after that safety car, did you fancy on going for the win there with Fisher there? What was did you think the win was on, or do you feel that Fisher's pace was just too great at the end?
I say Fisher's pace was too great at the end. I gave it a go. I did the best that I could, but I'm happy with third. And but overall, great pace from Fisher. Same for Granty. So congratulations on first and second, and on to the next race.
Indeed it is, which is in Japan in a week's time. Also, just one more question. It looked like that in the middle sector you definitely was reading in Fisher, but it was on the straights. Was your setup more for the downforce middle sector, or was it always Fisher's just better at harvesting energy?
I think Fisher was better at harvesting energy. I'll be honest, I was using far too much energy on the straights. But I was using most of it around the corners, and I should have maybe done it the other way around. But anyway, happy with a great race. Yeah, on to Japan.
Absolutely fantastic race, and yeah, good luck in Japan, Jonathan. Fantastic stuff. Keep an eye out for the championship, because Jonathan is still an outside bet, no doubt about that. Let's come to, well, I'd have to say the driver of the day. He just seems to, he likes his hard tires. He also likes to do it a little more difficult as well. Granted, from 20th on the grid to second, an absolutely incredible start. It really was. But it looks like he was more of a very conservative fight through the field rather than a hot life through butter. How was the first stint?
Mate, the first stint was absolutely brilliant. I think the battles in front of me kept my tyres in the good wears, and then when I needed to do it, I sort of went to do the overtakes. But yeah, no, it was an absolute brilliant stint. And then when the safety car come out, I thought, wow, I've actually got a chance here, winning the race. But I'd happily take second. Congrats to Jonathan, obviously having second and then getting third on the penalties. I knew you had 9 seconds, mate, so I just thought I'd try and get to you as close as I could and just not battle for you, mate, because I knew I'd probably take second.
No, you was catching me up anyway. My tyres were pretty much shot, so
yeah.
Great race, Granty, from 20th on the grid to P2. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely psyched about that. Really, really good.
it was also a sensible drive as well. I think that you come up to the back. I think it was Exile in someone else, and it was a bit leery. I think it was. There was 1 or 2 times where it looks like you backed out of it because you was a bit concerned about your front wing. So how difficult is that to keep your head when you're like trying to come through the field, knowing that your championship rivals are on a difficult day?
Yeah, no, it's obviously like when Emerson. I didn't even see Emerson on the track, to be honest. I thought he was ahead of me, and then when I saw about 4 or 5 cars in front of me, I saw, where's Emerson? Yeah, so I wasn't even too sure where he placed. But yeah, no, it was Stringy and Exile, and they were a bit like, you know, sort of like hard compact to each other, and I just thought I'll just lay off a little bit, save the yards, and then go for it when it's needed. So yeah, and that's what I did.
Excellent stuff as well. And now I would actually say that you have taken 17 points off of the lead now of in the championship hunt. Then, so you've almost half the deficit in one race going into Japan. 4 more, well, no, there's 5 more races to go in it. So surely, surely you've got to be thinking about tasting the bubbly. Emerson seems to be on the back foot at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what's going on with Emerson at the moment. I hope he picks up his race game and just concentrate on the last 5 races, and hopefully I'll compete for the Driver Championship for me and him.
It's looking very juicy indeed. Well done today, Grant. I think you were driver of the day as well, which I think was just been announced by Nosey, and to be honest, I think it's well deserved. Well done, pal. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you.
And let's go to the race winner, 2 and 2 now for Fisher. He did have a bit of a difficult start in his ALR career, but when he's out in front, he's a formidable fellow indeed, isn't he? And maybe next season as well, this man will be fighting with Emerson and Grant. I have no doubt about that. But let's concentrate on today. Fisher, an incredible. The start was seemed a bit like status quo, but you really started to put the pressure on Farshot, and you seemed to make a mistake.
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me this time.
Yes.
Yes, that's fine. Just wanted to make sure first. Yeah, so obviously the start wasn't too bad. I got a better start off the line. Forgot to shift up and then forgot to change into an engine mix. So I kind of knew I was hoping to hold on to P2 going into turn 1. I knew it was kind of crucial. And obviously I think the gap grew to like 1.8, 1.9 seconds. So I decided I was going to use a bit more energy and try to reel him in a bit. I used that and then just sat behind him a little bit and tried to see where he was stronger and weaker. And then, especially out of corners in the traction zones, he was just making a lot of errors. I know he put in the chat that his tyres had gone, and I put a lot of focus into my setups recently on races rather than qualifying. So I kind of knew from the qualifying gap that I had pretty decent pace and I should be able to win. And obviously that first stint was kind of like a dream. I was matching my best lap whenever I needed to, because I know Jonathan came into P2 at one point and took some time out of me, so I just kind of pushed a little bit harder again and kind of matched my best lap. And then the safety car came out. I got a little bit of PTSD from seeing it come out, but luckily I was actually in a position to capitalise this time. I knew it was going to be tough at the restart, but then I kind of knew that I have pretty decent energy management, is probably the best way of putting it. But I decided that I wanted the fastest lap because, I mean, I think we can all attest as drivers that it's nice to have. So I gave it a qualifying lap on that first lap, and then from there just kind of controlled Jonathan where I needed to. I let him get close in the corners because I didn't want to stress my tyres out, and then just kind of took off down the straight, which seems to work pretty well.
Perfect answer, I love it that. So you've answered all my questions, absolutely phenomenal.
The one answer, fair play.
Yeah, I know, blimey. Because I was going, because you even answered the question about the battle with Jonathan as well, because I was intrigued by that, because it looked like it did look like on the street you had a very slippery car, but it was the mid sector where Jonathan really started to come back at you. But
yeah, well, my aim with him was sort of, obviously that first lap was trying to get out of DRS, because it's formidable here. When you're stuck in it, it's hard to shake someone out of your DRS zone around here. And obviously, as Granty was coming through the field, I'm sure he'd have noticed when you're in someone's DRS, you just gain so much time. And honestly, yeah, I wanted to get Jonathan out of it, but he was sticking with me. But I was, every time he had DRS, I was just looking behind down the straights, and I kind of noticed I was leaving him. So apparently, I did something good with my setup for once. So I'll take it.
Yeah, well done, Fisher, on the win. Congratulations.
Cheers, man.
And I would say that actually moves you almost. I think this is very provisional, everyone, because my maths is terrible. But I think that moves you up into 7th or 8th position in the championship. So the last 2 races have been phenomenal. Of course, season 3 starts in 2020. Blimey, we're in 2020 already. So, but next season, hopefully, you'll be sticking around, Fisher. Surely, I was saying earlier on, surely you have to be thinking about a championship run for next season. You've got to be in with a shout, haven't you?
Yeah, that's the aim. I think it's obviously when I first came in, it was a lot of new people and getting used to people, so I was giving them a lot more room and just making stupid errors. And I sort of applied myself a lot more recently and put a little bit more practice, and it seems to be paying off all right for me at the minute across a few leagues. So it seems to be working well.
Indeed it is. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. When I was in that safety car as well, I did actually I talk about the flashback of Monaco. Anyway, but that's a different day, a different story. Anyway, thank you to all the podium drivers that have joined us in the commentary box today. Absolutely brilliant to all 3 of you. Fantastic drive today. Granted, phenomenal stuff. Fisher, impeccable, and Jonathan never gives up. All fantastic stuff from all 3 drivers. Remember, keep an eye out for the Facebook page as the drivers and the constructors will be updated. We are in Japan in a week's time, where I think we're going to be starting a week later. No, we're going to be starting an hour later, as the Brazilian Grand Prix is on. So I think the get-off time will be 7:30 rather than 6:30. So join us in a week's time. But it's been an absolutely incredible day today. Thank you for all your comments today. Been very well received from me. But see you in a week's time.